my
the
role-playing
role-playing excuse invented what's called a donation closet. I don't,
Exactly.
Come on, the donation
Wow.
you know,
closet.
I guess we're live because the echo.
Yeah, we are live. Donation closet. Welcome. Yeah, we are live. Donation. Oh,
What
cool.
would you
I'm
put in your
echoing too.
donation closet?
What would you put in your donation closet?
The worst
I would
part,
like to
Holly,
donate a
Chat?
closet.
Yeah, I put more closets in. That's where I put all of the summer furniture. Because you need to buy more furniture for the winter.
That's
the worst
where I
part.
put all of my like plastic cast Christmas yard decorations.
There you go.
The worst part was how you didn't get all 250 gold you wanted from the donation closet, so you then went to ask your parents or your grandparents in game for the rest of the money, like they were just gonna magic up some other money. Well,
You never know.
Grandpa didn't have 250 gold either, so I'm gonna go talk to my friend Moneybags the Goblin. Everything's goblins in my magic.
Yeah,
Hey,
he has 8
you
closets
fine.
in his house.
I can go and ask another friend.
So, Lions and
Cat-
Crows is a great show that we put on every Thursday at around 7:38. Is when it
The
starts
preceding
usually.
announcement was paid for by our other campaign.
Yeah, you got a snippet of what it might be like if you were watching the other campaign. Not a whole lot productive happening, but certainly words. Take it away, Timur.
Haha! Welcome back to Lions and Crows, the exciting conclusion. And I do mean conclusion.
I like how we've been
As we
saying this.
conclude many things today. We will conclude the situation with Cadaverous. As Cadaverous is looking at a arch wizard whose study he broke into, lying, casting spells, and then leaving a little
no
untoward
clarity.
notes. Whoa, no clarity.
No, I didn't
And-
break in. I just
no, you broke
lied
in.
my way in. That's not breaking in.
It
No,
is.
you broke in.
It's home invasion. Okay.
You've definitely
and that-
invaded.
oh,
that's better.
Cadaver spoke in. He didn't broke in. He spoke in. He got
Yes.
himself in there with his words.
The dishonesty, the deceit,
The
it's all there.
words.
And you did step over that chain. I'm just saying.
It
I
is.
went under it.
And so clearly you went, and you now stand in front of a wizard of no small renown. And this wizard has taken a special interest in your sword. That's just one of the 5 different chapters we dealt with last week as, well, our friendly neighborhood barbarian known as Holly. No, wait. Jesse. Jesse is wandering the wilderness of the city. So actually the urban scape. And got
Urban
in
scape.
just a little bit of wrestling and no real trouble there, but lots of yeah. And then we had Tiaway, who's manically discovered that his wife may or may not be
Medically
just
discovered.
just figured it out and then just assumed a whole bunch of things as it's quite possible, but then maybe also possibly not possible. And that guided Tio's the entire, like the rest of his research was a little pressed with that, just hanging on his brain. And then we had
It's called hormones.
then we had
Hormones.
Aurelia, not Ashrin, and Aurelia was checking out the rest
3
of the-
campaigns ago.
No, but that's just 3 campaigns ago. Doesn't matter.
Arishrin.
Arashrin Leah is
Capra.
once Tabrish and Leah. Wait, I can't do this. So yeah,
can't
you
do
definitely
this.
went down to the guild house where the adventurers have all managed to congregate. It's a bit of a dressed down commoner area for those who are working for noble families, but not actually the nobles themselves. So Aurelia went in dressed to the nines and then told them a sweeping story about something. And they were riveted about this something. If you want to know what the something is, check our back episodes on LinksNet.com. Also on the YouTube. We have them here on Twitch, and you can check out our stuff. I'm going to throw the announcements in as we go, just randomly. Like, On the Rise was already mentioned. That's on Mondays. It's a D&D. It's persistent. It's D&D 5e, that kind of stuff. And so that wasn't actually the story that Aurelia told, but it was along those lines about another campaign on Mondays. And it was successful, and Aurelia gathered some information then purchased well, actually, even beforehand, purchased rooms for the entire party without letting them know the party at all. Like, not a single member of the party is aware that 5 rooms await them in this inn, and so that's going to be money well spent. And then we look outside the city, where Casey's character Gislin has taken a little bit of a respite from
Sanity.
this. Well, not
Yes.
just sanity. It's not like you had that, so you can't rest from it.
See?
But you certainly took pause outside to gather your thoughts and focus in on these swords, in which case the duality of the swords gave you a strange access. It was a vision, but it was actually a...
Oh, I completely forgot
time.
about that. Oh my gosh.
Literally the most important part of the episode.
Tio
It
just has an
was.
epiphany in character, but out of
Yeah.
character. So did Tio's player.
Can't wait to see Tio's reaction in character.
And Casey, Gislin's discovery of this golden dragon chained, wasting away, almost looking like it should be already past its expiration date. It looks terrible. It's a web. It looks thin and drawn out. It's like that sandwich at the gas station. You just don't want to eat that thing. It's bad. And yeah, indeed, the well, it's practically
Okay.
that's a metaphor for dragons, and we all know it. So
Holly, write this down.
Okay.
We shouldn't eat the dragon when we
The
find
gas
it.
station panini.
Don't eat
Gas
gold
station
today-
panini.
the gold dragon's name is now Panini forever. So
no.
no, I'm
I'm
right.
sorry.
We'll stop there.
Cool, good
Got it.
episode,
The
guys.
vision indeed dealt with the the discovery of the dragon chained up in what appeared to be an interior hellscape, and finally an imp, some fiendish creature appeared and tried to interact with Gislin. But as soon as the interaction was physical, Gislin popped out of her vision and finds herself once again outside the city with both swords clasped tightly in her grip. More the sword that is a bit evil, as that is the prominent feature of Giflin's arsenal now.
This is feature of my
Arsenal
arsenal.
now. I like to play D&D. I would like to describe to you.
My
So
arsenal.
yes, the arsenal is now 100% just that sword, as Gislin wants to use nothing else for now.
Seems fine
And
to
so
me.
I think we covered everybody. Tio went nuts. Cadaverous went nuts. Casey went nuts. And Aurelia went almost
Gislin did not
nuts.
go nuts.
I was measured and reasonable.
You were very close to going nuts, though. At
No.
any given moment. I'm pretty sure. I can tell.
You could throw that performance check.
It is a
It'd
good
be different
performance check.
story. But
So the remainder
Forgot
of
I
these
wasn't playing a bard there
announcements,
for a
though. Yeah, officially, I have to mention Twitter. Hey, check it out. Roll It Slant. Twitter has a Twitter. We have a Twitter. You should check
Woo!
it out. It's
Twitter.
good
Twitter,
stuff.
Twitter.
We got a YouTube. Roll
I
It
think
Slant.
that's
Roll It
true.
Slant. Check it out. YouTube. Roll It Slant. We got that.
Yeah, we got that.
RollItSlant.com. We got that. It's a .com. It's a .com. It's on
Yeah,
the startup.
we got
It's
.com.
already been there, so it's there. Check it out. We
Company.
got
Go
that.
to the website though to check out this amazing artwork.
You can, in
I've heard-
fact, get a closer look at the artwork. Done by our own incomparable Jubilaki, which I can't pronounce.
Jabilki!
I like you were going to say incompetent for a second. I was like, that is true.
Done by our own incompetent artist.
Incompetent, incomparable, inconceivable.
Unacceptable.
We also happen here at Roll It Slant to have Kevin McLeod's music, and not
In the
his
basement.
viewership, but we
Coming
want
from our
Kevin
basement.
McLeod's music and his viewership. So if someone knows how to make that happen, make that happen.
Hi, Kevin.
Roll It 20. I keep saying Roll It, but that's only because of our name. Roll20.net is a amazing website where we use their virtual table to do amazing things like play this game we play amazingly. And amazingly also is we're on their Spotlight program. We've done that. It's great. We're spotlighted. There's a spotlight on it. It's just like the bat light signal. It's like that for role
Exactly
playing.
like that.
Custom character art, subscriber emotes, Kayla Scott. For those who don't realize that we were talking about this one,
Jabilki.
one of these two, because I can't tell on the stream which one I point at. So
you pointed right the first time. Good job.
maybe I'm not looking though. So
I can't be wrong if I don't have eyes.
that's right. If I'm, it's Schrodinger's
Eyes.
Try that again.
So that's all the announcements. I'm going to close this window and leave up the 700 other ones I used for this game, and we're going to jump right back into it.
Woo.
Now, I'll leave it to the party.
Would you like
Who
to
should
share
we
your screen
with?
by chance?
Wait, what?
I want to watch cadavers get killed by a barn first.
Let's go with cadavers first.
Cadaverous first.
That way we don't
Jesse
have
it is.
Beth
No, wait.
lose interest. Easy.
Oh, I suppose we can move to cadaverous. All right.
Oh, battle map!
There's a battle map.
Pentagram!
What a strange thing.
This seems fine. There's the toad.
Hey, wait, why are there
That is
so
a
few
very large toad.
Yeah, why are there so few tokens on this battle map? That's weird.
It's almost as if
Hold
like,
on.
somebody's.
Hold on. I have an animal.
I do
ham-
not like the rolls right that I'm seeing.
Wow,
Well-
Imbaran looks like way more of a badass than last time I met him.
Where did that come from? All that
This
stuff.
isn't Embaran. Is it?
It
I
is
thought this is Imbaran.
It's pronounced Eberron.
It is not
no,
pronounced
no,
that. How
no,
dare you?
definitely
How
isn't.
dare you?
Wizards of the Coast, that's not what it was pronounced as.
It's
Please
not even
don't
close
send
to
us
that.
a cease and desist.
There's an I.
Wait, what is his name again?
I'm gonna kill you all. In game.
That's not a name.
Imbaran. I will type it out for you, because I've met him before, and he was the super high wizard of everything last time I met him, so you're gonna die.
Okay. When did Cloud Kill happen?
Cloud kill did not happen
Not yet.
just
Cla-
yet.
Cloud,
What?
Cloud
What?
Kill.
Why
Cloud
would
Kill.
you be
that
looking at
roll-
Cloud kill?
That
What?
roll was in relation to the hags.
You don't know.
Everybody relax.
I know.
I know. I was there.
You did talk about it
Everybody.
afterwards.
Okay.
I was there.
We're gonna do our best to start this though. I know we're a little early because we usually futz around for a little longer. How is everybody today?
I'm
Alright, so
eating very
Go ahead
bad.
there, cadaverous. The last thing you did was draw out your sword, and the
Putting it back.
complete change in demeanor as Imbaran looks at it almost lustfully. He's like, oh, wait, show me that again.
I put it back. I'm sorry. It would be rude of me to have you lusting after my wife.
It would be rude of you to break into here. Or a home invasion, as some might say.
Who would say that? Whoever they are, they're a fool.
Quickly, I don't have time for this. Show me that again.
Pull it out slightly, give him a little peek.
Were you like, eat?
Yeah. Just tiniest peek.
All the way. What's wrong with you?
Pull it out all the way.
Fascinating. And he starts it.
I unclothe my wife.
Well, that's
Okay.
one way to put it. I didn't put it that way.
I don't like
So-
this.
Imbaran starts moving forward slowly. Now, Casey, you can see this.
Oh, everyone can see this. I'm gonna make
Just
sure.
making sure.
Where's the doorway to get out?
There are no doors.
I'm gonna ping it.
Okay.
Do you
I'm gonna
remember you
s-
entered this longer room, went through the library area and workspace where the apprentice was dismissed by you, and then
Sent to the pocket dimension.
where you did impersonate Imbaran, and then you went across past this large carpet on the ground, this ornate little star-shaped carpet that had a toad in the middle of it. It followed you around for a bit.
So I'm gonna, as he steps towards me, I'm gonna like circle around the room, counterclockwise. You know, just every time he steps, I take a step away in that direction.
Okay, so you're going to take a 5-foot step. Is that what you're telling me?
Is he taking me? Is he taking a 5-foot step?
He has taken one 5-foot step towards you.
You guys
I'm
take
taking
really
a
big
5-foot
steps. Everyone's just like, "Whoop."
Guys, another big long. Like he's really getting down. He's a little bit of a
You
squat
guys are doing
situation.
squats together.
Just doing lunges across the room.
Yes, squat lunges to you. He will obviously move to here. Cadaverous. What would you like to do? if you're
Oh.
doing this tactical dance.
Back in the scabbard. I think that's enough looking.
Excuse me, stop. That sword is no small thing, but I wish to examine
I
it.
agree.
Why are you denying me this?
Because it is my property.
I'm not saying I will take it.
What do you wish to examine about it?
The properties.
It is a magical sword.
Clearly.
It has my wife in it, as well as. Does it have that woman, the queen? You know, I get lost with how many people are in my sword on any given day. You'll understand if. Well, I
will
hope you'll
not.
understand. Okay, that's fine. How do I know you'll give it back?
You came here seeking help. Let me help you.
That's not an answer.
There's just a plop behind you from the toad.
Feel threatened by your frog.
He looks at you very seriously. And he says, you have an opportunity to cooperate with me civilly here. Or I suppose I should react to
Okay.
how
I
you
want
got
your
here.
I want your word that you will return it to me within
want it-
the next minute.
Ritual may take longer than a minute, but you have my word you will get it back within a matter of minutes.
A matter of minutes is a lot of minutes. I will trust you. Or the toad gets it. That's a joke. Take the sword out. I'm gonna hold it, but like extend it out.
Now, when you say hold
Like
it and
first.
extend it out, are you trying to stab him? Try extend it out.
No, like a hand on the under the blade, other hand under the handle, holding onto it, but holding it out
He says, then stay very still.
to be identified, presumably.
And he steps to here and begins casting a spell. The first thing you notice is his focus seems to be an amulet on his neck. It is a emerald. It is a piece that is ringed in metals, 3 or 4 different metals that are intertwined together. With an emerald fixture here is glowing a bright green, and his eyes begin to glow and his hands begin to glow. You want to continue to stand right there. I'm not giving you this extra option for any reason. It's just wondering.
This spell, does it look like Identify, based on what I've seen when Tio's used Identify?
No, it does not look like Tio's version of identifiers.
That
Rituals
doesn't-
are very different.
I will allow it.
I'll allow it.
He casts because I allow it.
Okay. And as the light starts intensifying, what appears to be just seconds, but then thinking back may have taken minutes or tens of minutes, it finally, he reaches forward to touch the blade. And as he does, the rest of the blade glows a bright green as well. The blade itself, you hear some voices on the wind coming from the blade, as if it were just like a distant yell echoing. You can't identify any of the voices, but there are distinctly more than one, distinctly more than 2, possibly 3 or more voices. And at which point,
I didn't realize my other wives would be in there.
welcome to the Roll20 Slant presents Harems in Swords.
Well, it's like after hours.
Yes. So finally, with that, there's a quick flash of light, and for a second, you have to close your eyes, and as you eyes normalize again, he looks like the same person that came in the door or appeared on the carpet actually, when you first noticed him. He doesn't look nearly as menacing or as desired, as fraught with like lust and desire. He was very much more calm and whatnot, and he smiles and says, "Yes, very intriguing."
Anything you wish to share?
It's a bit of a puzzle, really. You see, I made this sword,
You dick.
but I didn't.
But you did.
Yes.
Your wife's dead.
Wait, what? Who said that? The toad.
The crows fly outside here, high in the air to the top towers like Marion now, but don't pay them no heed.
I will
They
ignore them
speak-
entirely.
They speak nothing but insanity. No, I made this sword, and I have no memory of making this sword, but it is clearly mine. For what purpose?
I see.
I've extracted a memory, my own memory from it. Seems to hold many memories, this sword. More than should be possible. I will have to conduct further research. I will not take your weapon as I promised not to, even though that would be a great boon to my research. I don't know how to answer you correctly. I have both made this sword and have never seen this before at all. Nor is it from another time. It's a strange.
So that either something took your memories, or that's it. That's my only. That has to be it. There is no other possibilities.
Well then, if something has taken my memories, much like that which you described earlier as some sort of erased dragon society, then we will have to discover exactly how they did that and how to counteract that. It is not okay for anyone to steal and deny others what they've lived through and experienced, good and bad.
I agree.
It's strange. It's like this whole encounter has taken a week or even longer.
It does feel that way.
If you wish to leave, you can.
Charis is petting the toad now.
No, that tape stays more than at round's reach, as it is a little
Damn.
skittish too. You're welcome to, as I said, but you're also welcome to seek me out again. I actually wish. I'd like many chances to take a look at that sword once I'm a little more prepared.
Perhaps when we complete this current task, I can return and you can spend a little more time with it.
Task. You wish to enter. Excuse me. You wish to enter the hells? Is that correct? And you have the means?
I believe we do. We have other swords, by the way. Is it possible that you could have created those as well, or?
Of course it's possible, but only assuming that memory is indeed the problem here. How would I have done this? How is there no evidence other than this? How is this the first I've seen it? I have a lot of questions now.
I
If you-
have no answers.
Clearly. And neither do I, but hopefully we can discover them. I would like to take a look at these other swords, given the chance.
Before or after we go, frolicking into hell?
Where exactly will you be frolicking
Uh,
from? Do you have a circle established?
Well, we have two potentials. One where the hags were trying to pass through. It's a chapel.
Yes, he told you to make sure you seek out their ritual book in the ethereal plane. They like to
Yes.
ditch things for hiding there.
Yes, so we'll be returning there, I'm sure, to check in the ethereal plane. So if you want to find us, there would be the best place. And I tell him exactly where that is, because I don't
Yeah.
know where that is.
That's fine. Yes. Magdalene mentioned that place before. Fine. If you, The pressing matter, of course, is sealing the portal. Do what you must. Then we will discover what mysteries lie in this thing when it is a little safer to do such. I wonder what else might be drawn to this. You understand, if you possess something, it should... how to explain? It possesses memories that are mine, so I was drawn to it. Beware, that will apply to others as well.
Well, I suppose that would at least tell us who is connected to it.
Well, if you come into a proximity with them, yes.
Excellent.
Given
Well-
the chance, tell your companions to bring the other swords here.
I will pass on the message. Thank you for the help and for the not arresting me for crime.
Oh, yes, hold on. He looks down at his toad. I'll have to get a message back. Well, I suppose I'll do it the old-fashioned way. And he's going to write you a little note on his desk. Do not arrest this man. And
thank you.
lastly, this. And he hands you what appears to be a quill. Keep this on you. It will help me look in on you from time to time.
Okay. That crow is shaking its head really sorrowfully. It's distracting. I will take the quill.
I mean, it is a crow, but if you don't look straight at it, kind of look a little batty. You know.
I will take the quill.
And with that, you are able to exit. And he goes immediately over to these cabinets and starts rifling through some stuff.
I make my way out.
Okay. So you managed not to get overly defensive, or at least to the point where it came to an initiative, which was possible because you are you.
What do you mean?
I feel like if it would have been anyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
We agreed? What?
What?
Don't get used to it. It won't happen again.
And you find yourself at the bottom of the stairs showing the note to the guard who's like, "What are you doing here? How did you get by me?"
Well,
But beyond all that,
you
you're
know,
let out.
old people magic.
As you exit, you see the apprentice coming back with a whole bunch of stuff. I've got the stuff you need.
Give him a nod. He has no idea who I am. But he will.
He will. And so we're going to move to Aurelia. You've finished up your time at the at the guild. You've found yourself back toward the inn that you've procured. It's being a week and I haven't written it down. I don't know if I gave the place a
I don't
name
think
yet.
you gave it a name.
We'll attend to that in a sec. But what would you like to do about your companions that are all Not with you. All of them.
Well,
Not with you.
I did make arrangements to meet up with Jesse,
Ah, yes. Okay.
so I think I'm gonna go meet up with Jesse.
I don't
Jesse,
remember.
are you at the meeting spot? Or are you down at the pier going, well, I should be somewhere right now?
Was it by the ocean? I don't remember.
It was by the ocean.
Oh, okay. Well, then yes, that's where I last left off. So I would be there.
So your passive perception, Aurelia, is a high 16. So you're able to pick Jesse wandering through lightly and a little bit in the wrong direction. But there she is, sticking out like a sore thumb in the crowd.
I will jog up to her and tap her on the arm.
How
And
do
then
you?
come up on the other side of her.
Whoa! Now we're in a city.
We are, yeah.
You shouldn't sneak up on me like that.
That's
Quiet.
probably.
Didn't make yourself less easy to be snuck up on. I was just kind of walking.
Right, well, I'll work on that. But I'm not quite sneaky like you. Not a little bitty little mouse.
I think it's the first time I've been called that. I like pull my quarterstaff off her back and put it back.
Oh, hi. Yeah. Okay, that'd be great. How many more back there? Oh.
There's the sword, there's the other sword, there's Battle Axe 1, there's Battle Axe 2.
I really need to put Battle Axe 1 away.
You put, yeah,
Because-
probably should.
Like, in a bag or something. I'm just so terrified of losing it. I don't want to lose it.
I mean, it is very large.
Maybe when we see T.O.
Gonna give Tio a battle axe?
No! He's got the bag.
Oh, right, he does have the back. So actually, you probably would have liked this place. But I did do you proud and spread the word of your glory and great deeds, and everybody seemed duly impressed, so you have that going for you.
Oh, really? You do me great. You know, that's so funny that you mentioned that, because I was like in the town, I was wrestling people and I beat the champion. It was so easy. So easy.
It does not surprise me that there's nobody here who could stand up to you.
That man, he offered me a job and I was like, nah, 'cause it's boring. But it was fun.
I wonder if
Boring fun.
you know how sometimes things are just boring fun.
This is fun. I'm bored.
I wonder if there's like fight clubs in the city.
Don't you.
You want
I
to go
think
look for one.
somewhere I sense parental disapproval.
Well, we can go find us a fight club.
I
Usually
feel
I
like we
just call it a
should.
bar, but
No,
we
like-
can go find a fight club.
No, but aren't there places where you can like
There's new covers every night.
where like you pay
Challengers.
and then if you win then they give you money, as opposed to you go, you pay for drinks, you punch somebody in the face, you get kicked out, and now you can't go back to the bar.
Yeah, but in Dark, you know, they just let me back in, because if they didn't, they'd be broke.
Fair enough, but we also aren't in Dark.
Well, we can
We're
go
in
find us a fight
Chicago.
club.
I don't even
You
know
know,
where'd
one
you
time- I tried to get the rodeo to get it together, this line dancing club, but nobody would go in with me. I was the only one that wanted to do it. No one else wanted to do it.
Seems very hard to do line dancing with one person.
Well, it's just not a whole lot of fun. It's just, you know, you basically just standing in
It's
a
just
line
kind of
and
point
moving your
dancing
feet.
in that point.
Yeah, it's you gotta have other people and drinking and music. So you find us a bard or two, and then some other people, and we have a party, and then we can make a
Whoa.
fight club. Perfect. Sorry, this conversation is gonna continue like this.
This conversation continues in exactly that vein.
And you find yourself roaming most of the low quarter, as the city itself is a bit higher up away from the water, but the low quarter goes down all the way to the water itself. And that's where you have this amazing conversation. As the gulls keep crying out every time you say fight club. And so
I will eventually loop us back around to like the castle. There's like public gardens by the castle,
Right.
so we can keep an eye out for Cadaverous if he ever emerges.
Okay. Um, we'll go with Kislin. As you,
am planning on making my way back into the city and seeing if I can track down Tio, which I don't imagine
Oh
would be
no!
super hard to
I'm
find.
responsible for separating your hand from the sword.
and what manner would you like to track Tio down with? Like, you're gonna jump on top of roofs and just spy? You're gonna talk to people? What's the deal?
Like a wild animal.
Like a wild? You just start sniffing on the gutter. Tio is here.
Yeah, I guess maybe in sort of like a predatory hunter type way.
Here I am. I look kind of like a prey animal, so I guess.
Well, given the bustle and the overcrowded nature of this capital city, if you could roll me a survival check to track at disadvantage, because any tracks are immediately covered over by 700 others.
8.
And you begin your very long, painstaking process of trying to find Tio. Tio, your ears are itchy. You're at the library.
Feel like my young charge is getting into trouble.
He's just
That's what
thinking
you
about
feel?
getting into trouble.
That's how I feel, but I always feel that way, so I ignore it.
That's my secret. I'm always worried.
I'm always worried. I didn't find anything useful at the library. Is that correct? Nothing of note.
I can't put a value on what was told to you last week. Only you can value what was said.
I'm gonna say that a lot of the questions that I had were more specific, as far as the knowledge needs a higher pay grade to access that I want. So I am going to start looking around for an adventurers guild that may know where the support members of a party can find information.
So trying to find some sort of adventurers guild
Leisurely,
will
I'm not
clearly lead you to the adventurers guild, as it is the only guild house here in the city, sponsored by 6 or 7 noble houses, and just recently the stage in which Aurelia has spun her tales about.
Yes.
Jesse
What is it like
and
in there?
A rustic area. It's all it's overly wooden inside. Wooden tables, wooden floors, wooden bar, wooden supports, unfinished wooden platforms, etc., etc. But it is a bunch of people hanging out, as you might expect a bar scene to look like, excepting the fact that they are all, armed.
Level 3.
Maybe not even. They all. Some of them look very green under the collar, and the rest of them look like they haven't really traveled all that much. But the bartender seems to be a happy-go-lucky fellow, as he's putting on his third apron of the day. Things are getting a little messy sometimes. So he has like a whole rack of hanging aprons. 3 of them are in a pile on the floor.
All right. I'm going to very unassumingly walk up to the bar.
He very unassumingly looks at you and goes, "Well, you're new."
I am curious if you have any information about libraries.
A job?
No,
are you looking for a party?
employed. No, I am looking for a library, just a different one from the one that everyone else has access to in the city.
So some sort of private library?
Is there a mages guild or anything of the like that?
There's a few mages that are friends. I don't believe they have their own guild.
Okay. Do you have any mead
Of course.
Can I have a glass?
Of course.
Thank you.
And he will pour you some mead. And it is a sweet mead, reminiscent of what you're used
Good.
to.
I'm going to drink it faster than I should.
You didn't
To calm
enjoy
my
that one.
nerves.
Here's another one. He just fills up your cups. You seem a little distraught.
I've just gotten some news that I wasn't expecting to hear.
About libraries.
Yes. And the like.
It's difficult with all the books and stuff.
Yes.
I assume there's a wizard involved. You know, we have a wizard that comes from time to time.
What's his name?
He's a bit of a... his name's Maglin, and he's a bit of a... aristocrat.
I like the fact that there's just a face that is associated with having had interactions with Macklin.
I have met him.
Oh. So he just wouldn't let you in his library or books or whatever?
I was under the impression that he is not the sharing type.
You know, I don't think you're wrong. Here's another mead.
Is this the third one?
Yeah, you're not even done with the second one. He's just filling up another cup.
Wow. You should cut me off. I don't need 3 glasses today.
The afternoon is young. Do you have someone to beat this evening?
No, but I have some people waiting for me that would make me regret seeing me on the ground.
I'm not going
Might
to
change
be
their
pushy.
opinion of me a little.
He picks up the already filled mead. Somebody else is like, "Oh," and he just moves it down to the other end of the bar.
And I will wait and sink deep into my head and think about the fact that I might not have as much cadaver in common with cadavers as I thought I did. But
Fantastic. And with that, everybody is free roaming. We have Aurelia and Jesse headed to the castle. You are able to run into cadavers on the street. You also run into Gislin, who is trekking slowly through the street where he thinks Tio went and has come to the same area that you're in. You just happen to see each other, etc. The only one missing, of course, is Tio at the guild.
smells like mead now. You can't track him anymore, Gislin.
Only makes it easier.
I've spread my name all over this city, so my deed is done. And Aurelia helped.
You see a
Glad
bunch
we're-
of guards cleaning off the graffiti. What is this?
I spread Jesse's name in a very localized area and also all of the rest of us.
I did the rest.
I'm glad we're keeping a low profile. Where's Tio?
What's a profile? Hold on, how you do that?
Do what?
Low profile. What?
If you're dealing with sensitive things or trying to not be noticed a lot of the time, it's good to not do things that garner attention.
I didn't know we were doing that. I thought my purpose in life was to spread my name far and wide.
Where's Tio?
I don't know.
You just asked this question. The answer hasn't changed in the past 30 seconds. You're just asking people that are slightly more berated than previously.
Well, Cadavros, what have you been up to?
Home invasion. So, you
Are
know
you gonna
the-
berate cadavers, or do only we get berated?
Well, I don't know whose home he invaded yet. It could have been productive.
it was
But we didn't commit a crime!
it was incredible. Well, neither did I because I wasn't arrested. That's how it works, by the way.
I don't think that's how crime works.
Actually, never mind.
Innocent until punished. Right, right?
Anyway, so, Grand Wizard of the Kingdom, Royal Wizard guy, went in there. They tried to make me make an appointment, right? I haven't got that many years left. I didn't want to wait, so I went invisible inside. There was a toad. Don't worry about the toad. And then he sort of appeared
I
there.
mentioned the toad to say this. Don't worry about the toad.
Um.
The
Anyway,
point.
we
There's a
had
point to this story, Cadavers. Let's get there.
There was. I was distracted by the crows again. Talk to the Grand Mage Wizard man. Turns out he made my sword. Crazy. He doesn't remember
That's
doing
not
it.
true.
Hold on.
Okay, I'm holding.
He says he made it, but he doesn't remember making it. And there's a memory of him making it inside that he doesn't have, so somebody took that memory from him and it was in the sword. That's thing number one. Hold on, no talking till I'm finished. Put the finger down.
3 people stop. This is interesting.
Anyway,
I growl
two,
at them.
Yeah, they agree.
Number two, well, he said that, he didn't say going into hell was a good idea. He didn't tell us we're all going to die. What the fuck's wrong with you? You're insane. He does think we should find a way to close the portal, which requires closing on the other side. So we should go to the hack place, because he also said that they hide their magical things in the ethereal plane. So they probably hid them there. So we should go look at that. So if ever we get a moment, we should swing by and show him all the swords. You can talk now.
Oh, I'm so. Thank you.
I
You're welcome.
bought a big old turkey leg. You want one?
Oh, that's okay.
Well, you seem like you did a lot of work and you didn't get much eating done, so...
I
I would like
did
to go
do
back
a
to
lot
the
of work.
frog.
Okay, go ahead. The frog.
Why did you bring up the frog?
It was big. I thought it needed mentioning.
How big?
Sort of like between big and giant.
That's not actually very descriptive.
Can I wrestle it?
No. Well, yes, but no.
I don't know. I can have two answers, but alright. Keep going.
My
I'm finished.
my other thing is that he didn't make the swords. We know who made the swords.
Who made this?
Unless Imboran is impossibly old and has changed his name.
I think he's talking about my sword. But maybe he's talking about it's very confusing, right? I wasn't 100% sure which sword. I'm pretty sure my sword, wife's sword, absorbed the sword essence, the sword goo from the other sword.
There was goo?
I don't know. So,
Then why did you say it?
just trying out new words.
Words mean things.
Be quiet.
That's true. Words
I
do
wasn't.
anything, say the crowd. That's true.
Go yell about taxes or something.
Anyway, so
She's right about that. Things do mean words. Words are meaningful.
he could have created the sword that my wife is now in, or he could have created the queen's sword that my wife is not in, but the queen's sword is in. It's all quite confusing. One of those two swords.
The
he
mage
created.
Imbaran created the swords that we have from Promrock and the others. We already know this. So
No, the mage Imboran did not. The mage Ordan did.
That's what I meant.
Covering your tracks like a real ranger.
That crow is mocking you.
Where is
Where-
Tio in all this? He's probably off somewhere getting drunk.
I don't
Wow.
We need whatever he found at the library. But if there's something to be found back where we were, I think we need to
Roll
get there.
intimidation, Jesse.
Oh.
Damn it.
Jesse pulls out her axe and starts swinging, and everyone's like, "Ooh, yeah, woo!"
Oh, maybe
Look
I
at
can
this.
distract her then?
Guys, this is crazy.
Alright, well... Sorry, continue.
I worry a bit that if there's something valuable out there in the ethereal plane and we don't get to it first, that it could be lost to other covetous hands.
Okay. But we need to find a way to make the stones safe to use.
Well,
We already know that we can be anchored and brought back. It's just a matter of doing
Yes,
it.
but somebody, I can't remember who anymore, mentioned that they could be cursed.
The hags are...
Cursed objects are bad, I've heard.
We've already identified what the stones are. They didn't have any curses on them then.
I don't think I wasn't under... Oh, what do I know about magic? It's fine, don't listen to me.
I don't usually. Let's go.
I'll be right and you'll be dead.
my
Jay, do
understanding
you think
is
that there's a fight club in this town?
why would you need to know that?
Because we
curious.
won't be in one.
Everyone's like, whoa, we can't talk about that. They all disperse.
So
I figured it out just...
wizard endorsed prison break in hell. Fighting a bunch of peasants for money.
Why not both?
Different stakes.
Where is Tio?
Where's Tio?
Wow, the crow says.
What's the name of that place where they keep books?
The library?
Library.
Maybe he's there.
I did circle past the library.
Oh dear, I have created the next challenge for the whole party. It's to find the cleric.
We're gonna Tio, do something that will bring you to us. Go.
That's a good idea. Except I am drowning my worries in mead, so I am not thinking about
You've
the
been
fact
cut
that everyone
off.
else is confused
You've been
about me.
cut off.
Myself off.
Alright. I'll like to
But-
put this in a more roleplay centric way. If Tio doesn't appear here in the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll go without him.
Can't leave Tio. We die.
I don't have the organ music, but dun dun dun.
I'm gonna go to the library and ask if anybody has seen him. And then ask around and see if I can track him through the city.
I'm gonna go to the exact bar that Tio's at.
Wow.
That's interesting. So, after
We're
what
splitting
appears
up
to
again.
be
We got to find each
a-
other again.
a group effort to try to locate Tio, after a good many, let's say about 90 minutes worth of talking to people, there was a metal worker who's like, yeah, I saw him. He was definitely headed to the library. You're like, I just came from the library. And he's like, he liked some crazy lady. She's missing, but she was here. Unless it wasn't her, he was crazy.
Oh, okay, sure. Say, are there any fight clubs in town?
No, we can't talk about that.
Mm,
It's a rule. So, but you eventually come to find out that somebody's like, oh yeah, that guy was drinking over at the Adventurers Guild. Went in there, he was all like, something like nobody know, and I just left, and so, and you eventually find yourself back in front of the Adventurers Guild, all together as a group, entering and seeing Tio sitting at the bar, going, "I gotta cut myself off," and he's just still milking the second one.
Before we go in, I'm gonna give Jesse my quarterstaff again.
Like a.
It-
What's that?
Gotta put it back.
I'll put it back there. Oh, hold on, it might go better this way. All right, I'm ready.
Everyone knows that when you stow items, your arms just disappear. And
That's right.
That is how it works.
so that's the free action. That's how you envision that. Yeah, so everybody's managed to meet up at the guild hall. Bartender's like setting up drinks. All right.
Hello.
Tio, we've been looking.
Hi. I'm here. Is everything all right?
Are you all right?
I'm feeling fine. He's like, you know,
You got
That
a tingly
stubble.
face. Is your tongue kind of numb?
Jesse, I'm fine. What's wrong?
Oh, all right. Looking for you.
Well, I found me. I'm here.
Going to hell. Figuratively and literally.
Cadavers met a toad.
I met a toad. It was big.
I told you.
How big? Remarkably big, apparently.
But yes, I remarked
Telling
it.
me about it.
I am. But she is. But also me. We should
We're
leave.
both doing it.
We should go from here. Let's head to the chapel where the hags were.
Already?
Yes.
We just came from there today. We just
I-
arrived in the town today.
Is Gislin holding the swords in her hands?
No,
No,
they're adults. They're
Good.
in their sheath. I'm just akimbo super magical swords walking around.
Last I remember, they were stuck to your hands, so I don't know.
It's not stuck to her hand.
Okay.
It was never stuck to her hand.
Well, if
I'd like
if
to
you
shake
really want to go
your
today,
hand.
we can. I just
Go
kind
on.
of moving around.
Well, there's nothing keeping us here,
Well-
so
You're right. It's just
Go on.
it's fine.
Out with your feelings.
I push off the bar and I walk over to them. He's not drunk. He's someone who has a pretty high tolerance, who drank 2 glasses of mead very quickly. So he's a little wobbly, but he's okay.
Lightly buzzed.
Yeah.
I'm not drunk. You're drunk.
Do you remember
Shut
that
up.
beginning?
Shut up,
Do you remember that second episode fortitude save against the brew in Yeah, I rolled like a nat 20. So
I don't remember this hyper-specific roll from 20
I
sessions
do,
ago.
'cause it was pretty impressive. Anyway.
I might place myself somewhere on the drinks too much spectrum, but I think it's hilarious that all of you are like 2 glasses of mead. I'd be absolutely sloshed.
I'm saying that he drank it like as they were like, you know.
Meanwhile, Gislin
I mean, to be
Gislin's
fair, I
like,
would be.
Gislin is
That's
8
true.
dark and stormies deep, and she's still going.
Yeah. She's just like elf instincts heightened. Like a bottle of mead, maybe, but yeah, a couple glasses of mead, you'd probably
Look,
be fine.
I'm 5'5". I guess my senses are off. Okay, you know what? That would do me in.
So once we have gathered Tio, I will sort of about face and head out the door.
I'll
Word out
stand and
the
wait
door.
for recognition of my name.
Yeah, is anyone looking at us after?
Everyone's
Aurelia
looking
has-
at you guys.
Are we making a scene?
Always.
Do we do anything else? Is
We're
there any like reaction to the
Keeping
fact
a
that like
low profile, but blah. Reaction to your stories?
The way I guess.
yeah,
I'm
like the fact
assuming
that I told these stories and now I'm here again with a
with
group of people?
everyone.
You
Yeah.
Are people making the
You
connection?
didn't create fanboys just yet, but
Okay.
there might be some whispers at other tables.
That's
I
good.
assume they're whispering about me. All right, we can leave.
That one pointed at me. I'm famous.
That was really good. Okay. Well, if you all want to go,
You have gotten from the guild hall.
we can go, but slow down.
We go at normal
don't-
traveling.
Gislin 10 minutes ago said I leave. Gather you guys and leave. You've been pushed out the door by Gislin.
We can go. I mean, we can go to hell, but we can just slow down.
Some bum on the street. Yeah, I got a hell.
We need to slow down.
We travel at normal traveling speed to the hag place.
I'm gonna, as we are traveling at normal traveling speed to the hag place, I'm gonna fall back so I'm in step with Tia.
As you start to fall back, you can't help but notice, oh, look, the inn I paid all that money at.
I've just accepted that it's a lost cause.
Support local business.
Have we
Support
have
local
we
business.
have we had a long rest since we came from the basilica?
Yes, you would have arrived here mid-morning after the
Okay.
Basilican trap.
Okay. Right, I forgot. Right, okay.
You want this back?
Hey.
Yep.
Okay, so the magic travel by map later, you find yourselves.
Well, hold on a second. I want to have a conversation with Tio before we finish. Finish facing.
He's weirdly
Beth,
quiet.
patience, Beth.
As the
Role-
map starts
role-playing
fading
was
in,
the
but then
worst
suddenly
idea
fades
ever
back
for D&D.
away.
Whoever came up with role playing
It's like the
is
map
worst.
fades in with the traveling music, and then Aurelia's like, wait.
The camera just
And then-
pans over to Aurelia and Jesse.
Oh, Jesse's staying out of this one.
No, I'm talking to Tio.
Jesse's. I'm staying out of the. What?
Front of the group.
You seem distracted.
Is it the stubble? I'm sorry. I will shave quickly.
I mean, I don't really have an opinion on this level either way.
Wow. I'm fine. It's just
Are you lying to me?
no.
No.
No, I'm not.
Definitely, maybe not.
You're not really selling me.
Look at my face. Is this a lying face?
It's not necessarily the face of a truther right now.
And I pull out the little metal flower that I bought.
That's nice.
My wife is alive. I went to a jeweler that we used to go to together, and he saw her last week, and
Oh, that's like alive.
This is a very big deal, but there are things that are infinitely more important than this right now, and I don't have the heart to stop the others, because this is not about me. It's about saving the world, and I just never thought that I would cross 3 countries over and lose my wife and then have to do planar travel to even feel okay about getting her back, and it's just a lot to take in. And the library there is not even helpful. They didn't even have anything on magical swords or anything. It was completely, I wasted like 3 or 4 hours in there, and it's a sad excuse for a capital city. I will say it now. I will say it now. They don't even have an arcane library.
Passing out the front gate. What? The guards. Hey.
Taking your capital city sucks, buddy. Well,
And I just
taking a second to recalibrate from all of that. First of all, I mean, I'm not sure if I have a feeling that cadavers may bodily murder us if we stop to do anything else. But if you don't take time to take care of the things that you love, then saving the world, if you sacrifice the things you love for the sake of saving the world, then what are you saving the world for?
I guess waiting a few more days is not going to make a difference, because I've already waited 2 years, and Cadaverous' wife is in his soul or
sword.
something along those lines. So if he can wait, I can wait, and it's
I'm still a
fine,
little
I'm
bit
fine.
unclear about whether he's waiting or whether this is just like a grief coping mechanism.
I was thinking that they got divorced, and then there's something horrible happened.
He just says that she's in the sword because he doesn't want to admit that they're just divorced.
I guess maybe it's like the pen is mightier than the sword. Like the wife is, her words
Mightier than
are
the
cutting, and they're in the sword, and it's like a metaphor or something. But it didn't seem that
or
way.
maybe his wife is just extremely ripped.
I didn't think about that possibility, but I don't even know if my wife wants to see me. Like
Your wife wants to see you.
she's Fae. She has this whole realm that she can explore, and look at me. Like, I'm a freak. I look like no one else here. I mean, my family and I look alike, and people from my country, and it's not uncommon where I'm from, but here,
I mean, I don't know what
she saw in me. But I guess if I can wait a little longer, then maybe everything will be okay. But we don't even know how to get there. We don't even know how to like open this portal, and I'm still unclear on all of it.
Oh, I'm very unclear on the whole going to hell thing. It's just sort of, it seems like what we're doing, so I've just decided to go full speed ahead on the let's go to hell train because I long for positive reinforcement from my elders. It is what Kislin and Cadavers want to do. But
Senpai.
notice me, senpai.
I'm sorry.
You don't need their approval to be wise or on the right path, Aurelia.
Is everything all right back there? We're slowing down. We're losing time.
I'll speed up. Starts walking faster.
We can talk and walk at the same time.
We are. Look, Cadaverous' eyes are burning holes into me. But
Everyone's just walking backwards.
Cadaverous, you should turn around. I'm not.
Trip over something, Cadaverous, and
I
break
am
your
not
old
hearing
man bones.
Your broken shins again. I have to keep these spell slots. Turn back around.
Ever turns 50, like halfway to facing front,
Just
walking
crabbing.
sideways at
Just
maximum
turn
speed.
around. We're talking. We're talking.
Cap.
Turn around every now.
I'm getting a migraine.
Anyway, just I think you should give your wife a chance to speak for herself. You're making a lot of presumptions about her and her feelings. And you won't know what she actually feels unless you find her and you talk to her. So let's go deal with this ethereal plane thing so that the elders stop screaming.
They'll
And-
always scream.
They do always scream.
They'll always be like that.
They will. But then we can go back to the capital city and we can ask around, or at least start putting things in motion. Or maybe there's a way, if the Crimson Guard is still there, maybe they have a way to send a message back, or people that they could get in touch with and ask.
I did talk to Arena about it. She seems to know something about either her or people that know her. I don't know. The elves are so mysterious. They're all, Gislin included. I don't understand any of them.
I also don't understand Gislin.
But
I think that's because she's Gislin.
I feel out of place here, and I thought that it would go away a week or two in, but it hasn't. But I felt out of place everywhere, so I guess that is just the way things will be.
I mean, I lost my home 10 years ago and can't really go back, so you just kind of have to learn how to make a home wherever you are. Or go mad. Those are kind of the options.
Gives her a pat on the
It'll be
back.
alright, we'll find her.
Thanks, Aurelia.
And she just gives him a very bright smile and then jogs them both up to catch up with Cadavers. Look, now we're walking at the same speed as you. You can't be bad.
Slow down. And then the map loads.
And the map phases back in.
The slow fade. Travel by map. ... And the days
Fast travel
pass.
to Whiterun.
You're able to stop at the basilica if there's any reason to. That is entirely up to the party. Otherwise, you have made it all the way back to the chapel.
I didn't find anything in Basilica, right? I don't think I did. Yeah, I remember Gislin and I both looked.
You did not.
Okay.
Is anyone from Red Team here?
Maglin is still here. As Maglin was saying, he was going to stay here, but thanks for being angry at that.
I'm just mad at him.
That's good. That's what I was hoping for.
All right, so let's bring back the chapel. For some reason, I guess I archived it.
Don't
Wait.
tell me you're gonna sacrifice Maglin to open the portal.
That's actually a really good idea.
We can't. We don't have enough.
Well, we got plenty of swords.
We have so many swords.
Yeah, we do have plenty of whatever I was about to say.
I could kill him every day of the week with a different sword.
Tio, that
Yes,
reminds
Jesse.
me. Can
Yes.
you put one of these swords into that bag, but don't lose it because it's my favorite. It's my very first one, and I love it.
One
I
of the
mean
swords?
axes.
I mean, not the sword, my great axe.
Can I fit the great axe head into my little bag of holding? Does the little scrunchie open that far?
It's made of spandex lycra, so sure, why not?
Okay.
Don't you lose that bag now.
It's moisture wicking.
Moisture
I won't
wicking bag
lose
of
it,
holding.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
It's actually just one of those bags where it has like that crunched, like just that cord that goes around and everything's just crunched in together. You have to undo it like a curtain.
Mm-hmm.
So anywho, you guys have arrived. Maglin is the main altar. He has some books out. It looks like he's cleared off all of the nasty onto a pile next to him, next to the altar, and is using the altar as just a table now. He has some books, a candle, quill, and writing pen, all that junk. He looks up briefly. He's like, "Wow, back again."
Are we still safe? I'll pull out the heartstone. Is this still anchored?
No, I would have to anchor you again today.
Well, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the outcome if we're able to travel to the ethereal plane. I believe there may
Maybe
be
come back
something.
With these stones.
That's what the anchor is.
Your companions are interrupting you. What were you saying?
We believe there's something hidden there.
Ah. Well then. Shall I then? Just you?
Do you want someone to go with you, guys?
Tio, you're knowledgeable about these things.
You want me to come with you? Sorry. You want me to come with you?
Yes, that's why I said your name when you asked, do you want someone to come with you?
Okay.
It will, maybe give us time to talk.
Okay.
I lean over to Tio. When has Gislin ever wanted to talk?
Shh.
Okay, there. Attune to one of the stones, if you don't mind there, Tio. Once you've accomplished that, I will conduct a ritual for both of you. This will anchor a part of you to this plane so that you may undo that which pulls you into the ethereal plane via that stone.
Something stays behind? Like a leg or something?
Yes, your leg stays behind. No, a bit of your essence, that's all.
Okay. Just making sure I don't
So that was
understand
easy.
arcane
But anyway.
rituals.
And he begins to draw a bit of a magic circle over to the side of everything, a little away from the blood circles. And yeah, he once it takes 30 minutes for you to attune to anything normally, but once that's done, he creates his ritual, and 10 minutes later says you have now, assuming you don't try to resist or anything to untoward, like no shenanigans on your part, you are now anchored and can use the stone today for the rest of this day in and out of the ethereal plane.
Okay. And do we just concentrate on it? Or do
You
we
activate the stone like a magical item. So you once you attune to it, you know how the item works. So you can just pour your will into the stone, and it shall transport you there.
My will be done.
Okay.
Oh, you never want to pass that stone. So,
Comes out all ethereal.
clank.
Gross.
That's great.
How would you
And the
describe your
ethereal
stool?
plane.
Ethereal.
So as you two concentrate, and then the world. Tio can't seem to handle it, but as Gislin concentrates, as you both concentrate, you find yourself cast into the ethereal plane, a dark, shadowy, wispy version of this world. Everything you can see in the world is still there. You can see Jessie looking at her axe going, that's sharp. And you can see Cadaverous over there mumbling and muttering, and something disapproving. And the rest of them, Aurelia doing like, doing little formations and trying to figure out the next move in
Doing
her
monk stuff.
she's got that little pamphlet that has the different pictures. She's like, okay. And et cetera, et cetera. And then Baglin, who seems to be very, very much like, I hope this works. And beyond that, you can see the table. The strange thing about the table is there are a few extra things on it, kind of overlapping what's already on the table. As Maglin has cleared off the table and used the table for his books and his parchment and a few beakers and some candles, etc., you can see there also the form of what appears to be a large book, a very evil-looking, like stereotypically monster movie-looking book, where it's one of these like huge tomes and it's just dirty, and just opening it, it kind of crinkles and whatnot. It has a very large, thick, leather-bound design to it. It looks infernal, as if it were some sort of sentient leather they've used here. There might be some eyes and teeth on there. There might be all kinds of profane and infernal markings and signs of some sort of cursed or accursed thing. And it sits there on the table waiting for you to take it.
Listen, I feel I should detect magic before we touch anything.
Well, it's
So I
obviously
can know
magical.
what we're looking at.
By all means.
Just in case it's a trap or something. I don't know if they thought that we would be able to do this, but you never know with hags,
And you detect the magic.
I will just go ahead and use the spell slot so that we don't have to stand here for 10 minutes. Actually, no, forget that. That's too much flavor. We're just gonna go. It's ritual. Stand there, cadavers! Stand there for 10 minutes and wonder what we're doing.
Okay.
Tia's in
all
the
the same
ethereal
to me.
plane yelling at your face, but you're just in the other plane. I hear nothing. And as the minutes do tick by and 10 minutes go by, the rest of the party can react however they so choose, as they have not returned with whatever they were supposed to go fetch. But they might be searching the area. It's hard to say. And indeed, your ritual goes off, and detect magic can indeed detect magic, as there appears to be enchantment, summoning, abjuration magic, all wrapped up in that book.
Any of those trigger me as like, oh, that's a trap kind of magic, or
You didn't detect any evocation or transmutation, which
Okay.
are often used for traps.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it can't be
They're
something
not
more
traps.
insidious,
Okay.
but it's certainly not overt, if there is one.
okay. I will scoot the book off of the altar with my quarterstaff, my silvered quarterstaff.
You push the book off the altar. It
And then
crashes to the floor as you might expect, and there's a strange curled up piece of parchment that kind of wraps and curls as you've moved the book off of it, and just rolls itself up as it's normally rolled up. And it just pops and rolls slightly as you've pushed the book off the table.
Okay.
I
Put
will.
my foot on it and open it. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna scoop the book up off the ground and close it and put it back on the table.
You're scooping the book, and Tio, you're grabbing this parchment? What are you
I
doing?
am.
Okay, you've grabbed
going
this
to-
parchment.
Pick it up.
It is a
Hoping
rolled piece
that
of
the red
parchment.
spores don't come out again. Gonna open it up.
Well, this
very
isn't the body,
slowly.
but yes.
Okay.
The body.
Written in what appears to be some blood is the name. Is this little phrase or sentence.
I know what you did last summer.
this says must kill Bamra the Cunning.
What's a Bamra the Cutting?
Now, Tio, could you roll me a history?
Yes.
Just a moment.
If you could have that display. There we go. Historically speaking, Bamra,
18.
Bamra isn't a name you might know, but it is a draconic name.
Oh. Well, I don't know who it is, but it's draconic. Which,
means?
well, we have been dealing with lots of draconic things, so I'm assuming that means we are about to get involved in something. What it is, I don't know. This seems like Bamra the Cunning may be working against the witches or in opposition to them because they want to kill him.
Oh, he's already dead, and he's what was needed for the ritual.
Do those bones in that cauldron, to me, when I got to look at them, when we were doing all that investigating and everything, did they look like dragonborn bones or did they look like human bones to me?
Most of them look like medium-sized bones, so dragonborns would have very similar, as a biped, similar structure to their some of the bones. Like, for example, their feet, ankles, etc. might look a little different, but legs, thighs, etc. might look the same. It is hard to say what a rib bone might belong to because there's
Okay.
lots of different sizes to both people of different races as well as people of the same race. So
Okay.
that starts becoming a little...
And there wasn't a skull in there that we could see easily.
Nothing whole. Nothing whole.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, it could have been him, but it could have been someone else. This seems like a missive, maybe? I don't know if they've killed him yet or not. I'm gonna look at the book now.
The book, as was discovered, and Gislin immediately just opens up in front of you.
Whew.
To whatever page it naturally opens to, or if there's a bookmark or anything.
It does appear to have a bit of memory to it as you open it up, and it just kind of they've opened this page a lot. And Tio, you're able to read Draconic,
I am.
and it is going into an arcane roll, please.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
7.
you're like, okay, so this is the following as written by the followers of Tiamat, and then it goes immediately into what appears to be a arcane ritual. But since you rolled a 7, you're not exactly sure. You can't calculate what this ritual might result in. You can still follow the ritual as you're a ritual caster. It's no problem at all. You just haven't identified what the ritual does yet.
Would an identify help?
No, because
Okay.
the ritual is not
In
what's-
there,
The
right.
ritual itself
Okay.
invokes the magic, not the. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's written in Draconic. But I see the name Tiamat. I see the steps for a ritual, which I'm assuming is the one that they've almost completed. Can I look any closer and see if I can figure out? Maybe have an investigation roll and see if I can figure out where it went wrong, because I remember you mentioned that it had gone wrong somewhere.
That wouldn't have been investigation. That was covered under your arcane,
Rats. Okay.
your arcana, as you have tried to decipher what this.
Okay.
It's like debugging code in HTML. You might know HTML, but unless you find the exact line and all this other junk, blah blah blah.
Gotcha.
Is there
I don't
any
know where it went
insight as to what we need for the ritual? I mean, we have plenty of swords. I mean,
Do I see anything in there that may...
The ritual component calls for specifically callous tendril and hate.
It calls for the swords, one of which we are still missing. By the way, what happened? You have those. Have you had anything strange happen with them?
Nothing
Do you have both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
I-
Them being together hasn't done anything strange, has it?
No, I did take some time to acquaint myself with Tendril. I suppose you can say that I now know the darkness and it knows me.
What does that mean, Gisson?
I've seen our
Did
quarry.
you make some kind of pact?
No, alas. Well, I suppose yes. Yes, I did.
With what?
Um,
Tio's on the other side of the ritual table, wondering what this conversation that you brought him here to have is.
the dragon in hell, the one that's being held there against its will, the gold dragon. I saw it
Champion of
through a
Prologue?
vision. It's no champion now. It's an emaciated form of a once majestic animal, chained by every extremity to the brimstone, sort of writhing there in its own agony.
Could it see you? Were you there? Or
It knew I was there, as did whatever small creature was tending to it. I'm not sure it was the right choice, but I did tell it that we were coming and that we would free it, but I think hope in its situation is more of a cruelty than a means to assuage its suffering.
and this is the dragon that we encountered from that forgotten age, though. Encountered in the story, not in person, but
I can only assume it's a gold dragon chained into hell.
that
Was
is
it-
something.
Was immense. I'm
When
sure
I
it's
went to the library, the only dragons they mentioned had been many years ago, and convoluted and twisted into stories and tales. There were no accounts of a dragon. There were rumors of ones in the north, in the wood near where you were, but I guess this would be the dragon from Promrock's history, then. It matches everything else.
I find that stories of man are often painfully short-sighted and written to favor their likeness above all others. I don't think the libraries there will be any help in the truth of what we actually need in this. Not to belittle your attempts, but there may not be much there to find, except perhaps distraction.
You're right. When you said
And confirmed.
you touched the darkness, do you mean it has claimed you somehow, or?
I've always been part of the darkness to some extent.
That is poetic. I've seen you fade into it.
No, quite literally. It's a gift I have. It was not meant as a metaphor. Just as you can walk the threshold from one room to the other, I can walk between the light and find shroud in the darkness, like you may hide. I can hide where there is no light. Whether or not it has claimed me is yet to be seen. It is very powerful, which I think is perhaps an advantage.
Sorry, I'm having a turn.
Sorry.
I can only assume that the darkness that knows that you know now is from the sword. Tendril.
Good. I
It's the
think
only new
it's
thing.
useful that it seeks us out as we seek it out. If your quarry will come to you, that's all the better. I wonder if more insight is to be gained by bringing someone closer to the other sword as well. However, I think there'll be reluctance, and I'm not sure what the effects of doing it on all of the same person would be.
Maybe a more complete vision of what you.
Perhaps.
But I am also reluctant to have. I don't know exactly what happened to you. You can tell me. I may be able to take some of that knowledge that the darkness has of you away. If it's some kind of curse. But
I think I'd
if
almost
it's something
prefer that it know what's coming for it. It's time the darkness had something to be afraid of. As far as the other sword, though, I think it should be you that perhaps peers into what it's capable of.
even though cadavers. Oh, you have both swords, don't you? Both of the ones we found.
Yeah, I'll take out the other evil one, which is hate.
Hate the scimitar.
And
I think it's.
I will sort of just kind of like place it down on the altar in front. You seem like you're well anchored to your life, to the goodness of this world, more so than I am. I could quite easily just walk into the darkness and never come back and not sweat it, but you have some sort of tie here with your wife, I find, almost to the point of distraction at times, but it's a tie nonetheless, and perhaps that will tether you.
You are right, but as someone who seeks knowledge, I am at times no better than Maglin out there.
That's what I'm hoping
Megan
for.
walks through you because he's just walking around the table.
Curiosity is intoxicating, and the idea that I could understand something by opening myself up to the sword is thrilling, but I'm hesitant. I don't know if you've been corrupted by it somehow, and this is a ploy, though I trust Gislin to get me to do something that would bring havoc or mayhem onto the rest of us. How do I know that it's you and not something speaking through you?
I don't know. Perhaps ask me something.
What is...
Favorite color. Oh, sorry. I keep ruining these moments somewhere.
Why do you hunt?
Truth be told, it's both practical and I enjoy asserting control over other things.
That seems to me a neither good nor evil response. I think it can be taken in multiple ways. Why do you fight?
I fight for causes that I believe are not capable of fighting for themselves. I'm gonna pick up the sword by the scabbard and then just sort of hold it out with the pommel end towards Tio.
Why are you still with us and not on your own? I'll hold my hand out like I'm going to take it, but I won't grab it yet. You could have left easily and continued to hunt. Continued to stay away from civilized society, which I know you abhor, your life could be simple and easy and full of the hunt and the run and hiding in darkness without us to interrupt you or bumble along behind you. What is keeping you here with us?
Surrounding myself with those who have skills that I do not amplifies what I can do. Single note in a song is not as effective as one bolstered by others around it.
All right.
And you are right. You are all typically terribly distracting and not entirely productive in many situations, but perhaps that's a reminder of what we're trying to protect, not getting lost in who we are, or at least what we're trying to do. But right now, that's exactly what we need to do. As you said, knowledge can be intoxicating, but much can be learned from pushing one's boundaries. And I think what we lack is knowledge now, not capability. And the faster and more efficiently we can get that knowledge, the quicker we can move on our path. That dragon may not have much time. It's been there for countless years, but I've seen creatures suffer and struggle. It's long past a point where something should have put it out of its misery, and I fear that perhaps the final straw to its torture will be the hope that we're coming to get it, and if it survives for a long time and that's not something that comes to fruition, we may be the ones who deal the death stroke to its will to live.
For the good, then. I'll take it. And I will attune to the sword if my holy conscience and angelic blood let me do it.
Well, conscience and blood aside, how many items are you currently attuned to?
I don't think I'm attuned to any other than the stone.
She just touches it, it's like, 3 of 3 attunement slots.
Is a holy is a holy symbol?
No, it
Is
would
my
have to
symbol
be a
Ral?
specific holy item, not a focus.
Yeah.
No, I don't have anything in my inventory.
Good, you can
Excellent.
attune
And
to
I'm
the
doing
next
a
one,
good
too.
job. No items for the party. Excellent. I'm doing well. The
Cadaverous' helmet is like,
the process will take approximately 30 more minutes. Do you stay in the ethereal plane for all of this fun?
I think that we should step back out. Just in case this is a beacon to any wandering hag souls.
It's kind of what I'm hoping.
You're hoping to... Listen, if you want to stay, we can stay.
It's kind of nice here. Quiet. It's up to
What did
you.
you say? I missed it.
It's kind of nice here. It's quiet. If you feel more
I'll
comfortable, if you feel more comfortable going back, perhaps. But if you go back,
it is
they will try to convince you
nice
not
here.
to.
Oh. Aurelia's on the
they
ethereal
will
plane
straight
too.
up leave. They will leave if you take too long.
Let's just hope Cadaverous takes a nap.
Well, let's see how that handled it. And, oh, we're all exactly... No, we're not. No.
Rest in pieces.
What just happened?
Nothing.
My
No.
entire computer had a heart attack. I missed.
Oh no.
We missed the most important part where they did nothing still.
Guess
I
then I'll
saw.
stay here.
I heard the attunement bit.
Guess then I will stay here with you.
Don't worry. If something were to happen, and this consumes you, I will.
Finish you.
I will make sure that you don't hurt anyone else.
Something happens to me of that magnitude, tell Aurelia that I'm proud of her and I trust her implicitly. And I'll attune.
You begin tuning. The sword itself is a bit of a imposing little scimitar. As you grasp it, it feels hot, and to the point where it's almost scalding, and you almost drop it. You feel compelled to continue.
That
Hold on, grasping it tighter and tighter. You can almost smell like burning flesh coming from your hand, as this sword does appear to be almost slightly glowing red with just heat. And finally, as the attunement concludes, you find yourself in someplace entirely different.
I'm gonna look around with a critical eye.
The first thing you notice is there's a dark, echoey vastness to everything. And as your eyes start adjusting to this complete darkness, as you do have dark vision, you realize you're standing on bones. Like a ridiculous amount of bones. And as far as you can see, the entire floor is made of bones. The exception, of course, is a little more horrifying, as it appears to be large bone columns reaching up into the darkness past 60 feet of your vision every 20 feet.
Is it like they're sculpted bone, or is it like they're stacked bone?
Is as if they were a column that was created there to support a ceiling. So they are a structure.
Okay.
Not stacked loosely, stacked and firm.
Not as though it looks like it's grown like that, though.
No, as
Okay.
if it were created
Okay.
or molded, as if the bones themselves were moved. And you can't help but remember that there was indeed some bone creatures you run into in that one place. So it's a strange, it would absolutely just looks like the floor is a pile of bones and these columns are just these large jets. Strange choice for a column architecture. And it's all directions. So you spin around, you can't see the ceiling. You can see these columns reaching up into the darkness, and you just see darkness past 60 feet in all directions.
Can I try to say something in Celestial? Say hello.
What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Draconic, Elvish, Common, and Sylvan.
And immediately there's a response echoes throughout this into the dark from the darkness, and it is not a language you understand,
Okay.
and it is tremendously deep and ominous, and it's got one of these like kind of language. It's also like really low bass, as if it were massive in size. Your whole body almost shakes. And slowly you start hearing a footstep, a footfall that would like put a gorilla to shame, or possibly elephants or oliphants even. As something larger is approaching, and you hear the bones crunching from one specific direction. You don't even north from south, and you take a look in the direction it's coming from, and out of the darkness, maybe a 30-foot giant shape. This wicked creature with bat-like wings, and is the stereotypical, absolutely every different religion's version of the devil, or a master, like possibly a pit fiend, or something along the lines of that.
I'm gonna stay very still.
It's coming and looking at you.
Okay. I'm going to say,
And it says something else in this language that's really hard to hear on your ears, but you don't understand it.
okay. I'm gonna say in the most commanding and stable voice that I can in Celestial, stay back. And I'm going to hold my holy symbol out with my free hand. I'm assuming and then I'm holding the sword in the other.
And it squints as if to see whatever this tiny thing is you're holding up toward it. And it takes a 30-foot step forward. And now looms 30 feet above you. Very, very close. And out of nothing, this sort of fire starts forming as it points at you and says something else in this infernal or abyssal language. As the fire lights up the area, you can see other fires starting to spout from the ground as if there were gas leaks. Just these jets of flame in the distance. And it does look like an endless hall of bone in lots of different directions. And then you catch the word Tiamat in its mouth, part of whatever it was saying, right in the middle of the sentence. And then it rises its sword up and strikes down on you. And you wake up.
Did you see anything, Gislin?
I mean, nothing that we haven't seen already. I feel like you had perhaps a vision similar to mine.
I saw a yard of bone and a pit fiend, or something of that nature. Is that what you saw in your vision? You saw a dragon. It was completely different.
Well, we were hoping the visions would be different.
They were very different. It spoke to me in a language that I didn't understand. It struck me with its sword.
Discord is a good representation of what it may have looked like.
Okay. Ooh, that's scary. Most definitely evil. And it seemed to have seen me.
Good.
But I was nothing in the face of it. It wasn't something that I'm keen on ever seeing again.
Well, we might have to curb that as, perhaps we will, but we'll
was
have the
still
upper hand if it
tall.
underestimates us.
I guess in this is not something any mortal, I think, is capable of defeating.
Well then, perhaps we need to learn how.
Your boldness is astounding.
Magdalene's like, I am sure they're going to come back, guys. I don't know what's taking so long,
Well,
but it's on them.
you got Tio and you got Gizzle. They'll be fine.
I don't... Call me a coward, but this is not
You are
something that...
definitely a coward, Tio, but,
Did you see... It... I could not see its face from where I was standing. It was so large. How do you have the boldness and audacity to think that you're able of destroy that sort of thing? We struggled with hobgoblins. Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
don't really remember struggling at any point, no.
Well, I struggled with them. And
Well, think of this as a challenge to move forward. We're not going to be fighting this thing tomorrow, so size isn't everything to you.
Famous last words.
And we have magic on our side. It's a great equalizer.
we have two people that can cast magic, one of them unreliably, and that's me.
Well, then perhaps
My
we should
God,
work on your
here,
reliability.
And in here,
Listen,
3 people apparently.
Does that
Listen,
work?
I am not cut out for battle. Do you see my muscles?
No.
Do you see my courage? My hair is going white and I'm only in my 30s. I am
I
not a
thought that
man
was
who
your
is
natural coloring.
maybe it is. I don't know. I'm assuming it's stress induced, but my battles are of the mind and the heart. They're not outward.
Listen, I don't know how to say this delicately.
Say it straight
so-
to me.
I'm not going to be delicate. Perhaps there's a reason that your wife hasn't found her way back to you in all of these years. Perhaps she's waiting for you to become something that you were afraid to be before. This is your chance to become, perhaps, the thing that she's waiting for.
You think I would have married someone who wanted me to slay a pit fiend in order to love them?
I don't think contextually that would come up very often, but you miss my point. My loved ones would
slay
always want
giants?
me to accomplish the greatest thing I could with my potential. Anything else would be a waste. Perhaps you've spent too much time amongst races of humans who are content with mediocrity. I find that their limited lifespans tend to reduce the scope of what they think they can accomplish, but the great ones push beyond that, beyond what they're comfortable with. That's what you need to do now. You have potential, you just don't have confidence, and you don't have somebody pushing you firmly in that direction, and now you do.
Gislin,
Tia,
maybe you're right. But
I am.
I was raised by a dragonborn who knew her limits and walked a world that she could not change. She taught me that there are limits, and it's all right to work within your limits. Because if you don't, you can get killed. She saved my life many times, me, a foreigner in her country, walking among dragons. Dragonborn, still. It's not something where I don't have the courage or the willpower to do something. It's that I know that my limits have been reached, and if I go any further, I risk senseless destruction and death of those and around me and myself. And I worry that you'll be caught in that. I know I'm incapable of this because I've been taught to reach my limits, and I know they've been reached.
I'm gonna draw tendril and swing it in Tio's direction and see if, not with intent to strike, but just to see how Tio reacts with a sword in his hand.
Okay, how do I react?
You
Sorry,
want-
how do I react mechanically? I'll handle the roleplay part.
So, that's good. That's good because you should. So, as far as the role playing goes, I'll leave that to you.
Okay.
The mechanical part is that you cannot use any weapon besides hate.
Okay. I guess I'm assuming there's going to be an attack made on me, and I'm going to try to block it. Is that the case, or?
If the attack is close enough, you would instinctually try to block it with hate.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean,
Tio brings the sword up, handling it like a quarterstaff.
Oh, my hands!
No, I just mean that it's clear he's never handled a sword before, but he's not doing anything. Brings it up in paris, essentially, as best as he can. What are you doing?
You just broke through another limit. I'll swing again, harder this time.
I'll block again.
See?
Sweating.
If you sit there, not pushing your limits, you're not going to get any better at anything. I will swing again, this time with intent to injure.
You may roll an attack roll. You
They
will
do?
have
Question mark?
+2 to your armor class based on the facts that you guys are talking across the table. So there is a physical barrier covering part of your body. You can have +2 to your armor class, Tio, for this attack roll.
Here comes the crit.
Oh my god.
cut off Tio's head.
Just the little returns, guys.
Limits reached.
Alright.
About Tio. Yeah, went nuts.
My limit is your blood capacity.
It was
Okay.
disappointing.
No, it did not hit me. I duck.
See?
You're
Have I-
right.
Have I made my point yet, Tio?
You're completely different from this thing that I've seen. You're completely different from. If I know anything about you from these past 6 weeks we've been together, you are good. You have restraint. You respect life. These things have no respect for anyone, not even their own kind.
Well, that's perhaps the tool that will let you beat them.
I'll swing at Gislin.
You may roll your attack roll. Notably, the
Hey, duel.
Can you
Casey,
find
what
the
did I give?
die?
I gave you. It is a
-1.
-1,
I'm
correct?
assuming it's the
Yeah.
same for mine.
It is the same for yours.
All right.
Oh,
You rolled a 15 on a d20. What's the proficiency bonus? Are you proficient in?
I don't think clerics are proficient in swords. Is that the
It's
case?
a simple weapon,
Sim-
though, right?
Scimitars are not simple weapons.
Oh, they're martial weapons.
They're martial.
I don't have
But they,
proficiency.
but they are like what, light and finesse or something?
Wait,
Yeah, I think a scimitar is
What's
a
a
finesse
scimitar?
weapon.
let me just look and see.
Who is a scimitar? Scimitar.
They are a finesse weapon.
So does that mean that the average cleric has proficiency in wielding a finesse weapon or no?
No, it just means that you can add your dex.
You can use your dex as your attack thing.
Oh,
So
if
what's
you-
your dexterity?
My dex is +2.
You don't have
Okay,
to.
so you're at 17.
If your strength is higher, you can add your strength instead.
My strength is a -1.
Okay, don't do that.
So 17
Okay.
minus 1 from the sword is 16.
That's a 16 strike.
16 is my armor class.
Oh, what does that mean? Does that mean that it hits you?
You may roll damage, which is 1d8 plus your dex -1 plus 2d8 fire.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You're welcome. We now know what the sword does.
Say that all one more time. It's
No,
it's
you have to
1d8.
memorize it right away.
1d8 plus 1d8 plus dex minus 1 from the sword. So 1d8 plus 1.
1d8 plus 1 -1.
Plus 2d8.
Plus 2d8. So 3d8 plus 1. 2d8 of which is fire.
Holy cow. I'm not auditory. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
1d8 plus 1. That's the first one.
1, 2,
That's sword-
3,
that's
4,
sword damage.
5.
9 points of sword damage.
Okay.
And then roll 2
And
more
then-
d8.
Holy cow.
How did Gislin die?
And 7 points of fire damage.
Good grief. And
Notably,
I'm going.
it's not like flames spring from it. It's like it starts cutting you like a electric or like just this beam of heat cutting into. It's not a laser sword, nothing like that, but it does kind of cut you as if it were just a hot iron. That's the kind of fire damage. Any flames that happen is just because of the proximity to this heat source.
As soon as I do that, my right hand, Tio's left-handed, starts glowing with a healing spell. Cure wounds, 2nd level.
Ha! We can do this all day. Ha!
Just kill me.
Now I know what the dragon's going through. I don't know.
Yeah, as soon as I do that, just cure wounds back on you. How's that?
See?
What did you say?
Not what you expected, huh?
Not in the slightest. How did it feel?
Getting hit by a flaming sword. It
Yeah, how did it feel?
was fucking painful,
research,
Tio.
right?
Yes.
This is for
me
posterity,
again.
so be honest.
Hit me again, we'll find out what happens with that one.
I already know.
Used it.
You did it on yourself?
Sort of.
No. I hunted down an animal and tested it out. I'm not sure you want to know what happens with this one.
I do.
Perhaps I'll hit her. Or him.
What have we done? We would like to thank the audience for attending this final episode. Oh.
Like, how did you TPK? Well, it was PvP.
That definitely hits. What are you aiming for?
Your head.
Really?
Why would I swing at something else? Mechanically, it doesn't matter, though.
Ah, your pinky! Rah!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what happens? I'm watching. I let her hit me.
You find that the pain distracts you a great deal from watching. However, you're pretty sure at one point you were covered in shadowy tendrils.
What part of me is rotting currently?
A bit of all of it. As
Okay,
you've,
okay.
you've taken 16 points of necrotic. By the way, Max,
Okay.
nicely done. So, there, man.
I pulled the blow on the physical part, but I can't control the magical part, so...
Wow. Okay. All right. That's bad. Okay. Cure wounds on myself. Second level. Gosh. And the third one we have is what is it called again? I can't remember right now.
We don't have a third one.
What is the third one that we want to get?
Callus.
Okay.
I told you they were strong.
They are.
Well, well. Probably should be getting back. I'll scoop the book up under my arm.
Is there anything else before we go that I can see? I'm gonna do a lap around the church real quick. You can go ahead and go back. Actually, don't go back yet.
I will stay until things are complete. I'll look around as well, and see if I just see anything that catches my eye out of the ordinary.
You guys can both roll an investigation or perception up to you.
Okay.
27.
Dang!
I now have
Whoa!
expertise in perception, so.
I have expertise in persuasion, or not persuasion, investigation, but that wasn't as impressive. 18 and 27. 27 from Gislin for the chat.
You do a very thorough job at taking a look at possibly what the differences might be from the ethereal plane and the prime material plane in which you can peer into from here. And as you look in and see the overlay and try to determine if there's any differences, you realize that you have already discovered the two items of note, the scroll and the book, and also have discovered that your blood is now in the ethereal plane, a bit of scorch marks, and rotted off dead flesh as well.
That's disgusting. That's mine.
Mm.
Can I mop up as much blood as I can before we go, and then we can go back? Just in
You
case.
do not happen to have a mop. However,
I'm assuming
Conjure mop!
with my kits of either meal preparation or
Meal
healing.
prep.
I have some sort
luckily
of
in this
rag.
meal kit, there's a mop.
I meant mopping is in the verb, not the... A cloth. Can I have a cloth out of my objects that I'm carrying with me to mop up some blood?
A kerchief.
Yes.
There you
My wife's. It's... Go ahead.
And it's all as tidy as you can make it, knowing
Okay.
that there will be no way to get it all.
Hopefully we can go back now.
In the meantime, I've started throwing things at Jessie to let her, like, cut them in half with her axe.
Meglin
We've
goes,
been doing this for half an hour.
You know, if they ever do return,
I
the
don't know.
bodies still might be viable for your communication methods. I've had them placed in the graves behind us.
Alright.
And poof, you have returned from
Why do you all
Me.
have blood on you?
They look like a mess.
We tested the swords.
On each other?
Yes, we did.
That's the stupidest goddamn thing I've ever heard.
I agree with the young innocent one. That is stupid.
Wasn't only the swords
I
we were
thought you were
testing?
supposed to be the adults in the situation.
I'm not down 35. I'm sorry. I'm down 10. Kissing just wiped me out. I'm missing a leg.
Notably, that your icon on the map is showing you at full, so that's probably
Thank
why
you.
the question was there.
Well, I was gonna give good berries too, so I will.
Sorry, Jesse.
I will give you 9 good berries.
Good grief. How does Jesse eat these so quickly?
The
Yeah.
size of cantaloupe.
After eating one, your stomach is just like totally full, and you're just like, this is all the food
Like,
I
only
need for
8
the rest
them,
of the
and I'm
day.
I'm content.
Yes, we did test more than the swords.
We found the book.
Right. Magdalene keeps. I was about to say. Looks like you did find it. Where was it hidden?
It wasn't.
Ugh.
It's right under your nose.
Well, the ethereal plane isn't quite right under one's nose, but I suppose I should have looked there.
It does seem like an oversight on your part.
Yes. Try to be condescending to someone you're actually better than.
He really does have zingers, doesn't he?
Anyway, like I was telling your cohorts as they abused that fruit. Why were you chopping bananas? I don't know. There's the remains of the hags. This might be 1 or 2 days left of viability. If you want to once again approach them for knowledge, I assume you're here for good reason, but they would know a great deal about that book.
It's true. We also have a name.
Is it the Silver Hand? I've heard it.
It is not. It's Bamra the Cunning. Those bones that you've moved aside. Could you tell if they were human or something else?
They were a mixture of human and animal.
All right, so
Like-
may not have been.
Dragon animal?
No, more likely a bear. Or like 17 beavers. I don't know.
Bamra the Cunning? That mean anything to you folks about court?
Does it mean anything to us?
It's no name I've ever heard of, but worth researching.
Cadavers?
I-
Aurelia?
Does it mean anything?
Jesse? Oh yeah, Bamra. I used to go drinking with him. He was cunning.
Bamra. We called him Bam Bam Bamra. And
He
No,
could
none
he
of-
could drink 2 glasses of mead before he would fall down.
Nope.
none of this means anything to you or to Magdalene. But you do have the name.
No problem.
So, are we able to somehow speak with dead again? Even though that was, I think, Jardine who did it before.
I can cast it, but I don't have it prepared currently,
Oh, okay.
which is the eternal cleric problem.
And tomorrow you can cast it if you so change your mind. Tomorrow will be the last viable day.
Expiration date.
Actually, it would be more like 3 or 4 days left, but for narrative suspense, tomorrow is the last day, says Macklin, who might not know.
Well, we know more than we did before, and I think we're
That's right.
making our presence known.
He puts a spot, clears off a spot on the table. Oh, let's see the book. Excellent. Ugh.
Before we continue, I've remembered that this is a power that I've recently come upon, but I don't need to prepare it. I have it in my arsenal at all times, to be able to speak with the hags. Something about the blessings of the brow have enabled me to know how to bring this about.
Great.
I'm sorry, I was looking in the book. What did you say?
Don't worry about it, Maglin.
I
Well,
wasn't.
perhaps if he has any insight in the book, we can use that, and then we'll ask them some more questions.
This here is a portal. This is looking like this attaches to... Oh, yes, very much the first layer of hell. By name, Avernus. Specifically, it says the Dragon Queen's lair. Could you house an army in the Dragon Queen's lair? I doubt it.
Good.
I
We won't be facing an
suppose.
army.
But that's what this spell was originally for, right? Originally, it was to bring an entire place through.
Perhaps it's instead to
Okay, I
bring
see, I
something
see.
capable of opening another door.
Let's see. No, this is it. This is it. 3 swords. Yes. This. 3 swords. What do you think the hags substituted in order to get small portals to happen? And he just looks back toward the graves. That strange body. I've got 4 samples. I'll be doing better research later.
I mean, if the hags didn't have the swords then, rather than
They had
taking and hiding them.
2 of 3, enough to power a ritual indeed. Maybe enough not to power the ritual. They
Oh.
made some changes, clearly. They would have had to have. I'm guessing this middle circle that's messed up is where they went awry. Enough to bring that creature we fought. Enough to bring those trees through.
And enough to open a door.
Indeed. The door did remain open.
We have what they had.
Minus blood sacrifice, yes.
Well, I'm sure that can be arranged.
Why are you all looking at me? Stay away. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to study this for some hours. You're welcome to set up a camp here, unless you have some pressing business with the ritual yourself. Yes? Good then. Let us take our break. This is both time in game and out of game. To take a break. A 5-minute or 24-hour break, depending on in or out of game. Yes?
You heard Manglin.
Manglin. That's his new
Manglin.
name. I like to mangle. I'm the Manglin.
I'm the mangler.
There it is. That's the quality that our viewers come to expect.
That's it.
That's what we keep them coming back
Dun,
for.
dun, dun.
Back in
All right,
5.
well, we'll be back in 5 for the exciting conclusion and end of the campaign.
What?
Possibly.
Stop doing that! Oh my gosh!
Stop reacting to that. It's funny. It's not that rare. Jeez. And also, yes,
Because
it's
I'm the
probably
youngest,
the
doesn't
end.
mean you can haze me.
That's exactly what it means.
Unfortunately, I
Pretty
can't
sure.
attest to this.
Aurelia, you
According
moved
to
up
this
in my.
handwritten note, it says we can haze her because she's the young.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's in the
Because they were
production
there.
notes.
yeah.
So
Oh,
no,
I see.
but see, what you failed to realize is that if you bring in someone younger, then you no longer become the youngest, and then moves along.
Unless, of course, they have experience, in which we have to still.
Yeah, we still haze Dora, so
That's true.
cool. Well, 5 minutes.
Back in 5, people.
couldn't say. That's probably not
Real?
true
Have
at
you-
all.
It's like a saltier ham. It's delicious.
Ox tongue?
Mhm.
Is it literally ox tongue?
Pretty sure.
Now I know the true meaning of why you wanted to kill that ox in our very first session of our
That's
very first
true.
campaign.
The very
Welcome
first.
back.
Yeah,
4 out of 5 players ready to go. Good to hear.
it's
As
good.
the
Tio's still in the ethereal
Age.
plane.
Tio's just like spacing out.
We did have 2 followers. Thank you to Tabletop Tavern _ and Victoria Shaz.
Wait, and
Yep. At the end. Thank you guys for the follows. We very much appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Or welcome to following the stream.
we apologize. Welcome.
Yeah. We're so sorry.
Who doesn't love player dueling? I mean, PvP. There's a
Fire
time for that.
dueling. We're doing these.
I
Player
like
dueling is when Casey gets out the sword and I get out the dagger and we actually just go to town on each other. And somebody goes to the hospital.
Don't ever go to town with a sword and a dagger.
Yeah.
They will not like you over in town.
Followers follow. Yes, we are available as patrons for your warlock characters if you would like. We're great with cursed swords.
Conversely,
We
if you just want to
are.
be a cultist, we'll call ourselves their leaders. That's fine.
Yeah. No,
We
we're
don't get quite the perks, but it's nice to get Kool-Aid.
yeah. You can drink the Kool-Aid. It is drinkable.
Kool-Aid.
Can I pet that dog?
It's invisible Kool-Aid. It's here.
Is that really Kool-Aid?
Actually, it's just let's see. Black cherry energy, great value water drink enhancer.
Great value. Oh, is that the Walmart brand? Great
It's
value.
Walmart. It's Walmart brand Kool-Aid. It's not quite Kool-Aid. It's just aid. It's not cool.
It's not cool. If you're just joining us, this is our brief ice cream break in the middle.
We actually just had our ice cream
An
break,
important
but since
role
we're
slash
late,
tradition.
Yeah.
we're waiting on one person there.
Everybody be cool.
And there we
Sorry,
go.
I'm only 8.
What?
That's great.
What happened? Dora, tell me what they hazed me about while I was gone.
That was a good reference. I got you.
Honestly, I'm not sure what's happening right
I don't
now.
know what the fuck is going on.
What is appropriate at any given moment that you or we or all of us will not know what the hell's going on. But Holly does turn different color on stream like rather regularly. And so you can find it. It's like a hidden gem in all of our different videos. You go through and you'll find them. Yeah.
There she
Man, I wish I knew what
goes.
was- I
You're,
wish I knew
you're,
what-
you're not
what
even
joke
like
was
red.
being
You're
told.
fuchsia. How is that possible?
Yes, my favorite shade of Givenchy blush, Holly.
Holly's like 7 different like.
I relate, Holly. I am the
That's
same
a hue
way.
setting. Well, all of that being said, we'll jump right back in. Maglin, who has been studying the book for quite a few hours, looks like he says, I believe I can recreate something along the lines of, with just this, if I omit this, and et cetera, I believe I can open up that portal that we have closed on this end.
Not to mention that Tioingism came back with black eyeliner, just like, like came back like doing like a heavy metal scream.
Actually, it was more like, I don't care. Wait, what kind of black eyeliner? Hot Topic. So,
No, we're full on goth.
Like My Chemical Romance just plays behind us all the time now.
have you heard Sisters of Mercy? They're the best.
I'm wearing like purple lipstick or something.
So,
Anyway.
with
You
all
are-
of that,
I thought that was important. I'm sorry.
Oh,
all of those
Gislin does come
visuals
back
that were
wearing
just
pants.
described- Oh, thank you.
Tio was wearing them leaving, but not coming back.
Oh man,
I'm just kidding.
we don't want to know.
They actually they exchanged pants.
Yeah.
If the party so chooses, you can attempt and conclude a long rest. Just knowing that will put you one day past where you're at now.
Oh, do we want to chat with the dead bodies?
Yeah, let's get the hag talk out of the way.
Right.
And one day has passed. You have gotten your full rest. All of the perks of resting fully, hit points, half of your expended, hit dice, all of your features, lots of things just restore on a long rest.
Chat gets all of its spell slots back.
Who does?
Chat, all your spell slots are back.
You can save us now, chat.
No, all of their spells are fireball.
Yeah.
They can only destroy us.
Instead of
As far
crowd
as I
kill,
can
it's
tell.
crowd kill.
They don't have fireball, but they do a lot of vicious mockery.
Yeah. It's
There's that.
it's so true. It hurts.
So, disadvantage aside, you are now fully rested. Theo, if you want to have switched out the spell, make sure you've done that on your sheet, marking which ones are available.
Tio always has it prepared too.
Yes, it is a ritual. I think. Is that the case?
I
Only
thought
there
it-
were a
I
way
thought
to
it was
find
on
out
your-
by linking the spells.
I
It
think
is not a ritual.
No, speak with dead is a grave cleric thing, isn't it?
Is it a knowledge
clerics
domain?
also
Spell.
have it.
It's a
Yes.
knowledge domain always prepared.
Because you gotta know. Sometimes you just gotta know.
Sometimes you just gotta talk with them dead.
Yeah.
So why did we wait a day for you to cast it?
Dora was talking. She said, "We're gonna talk with dead," and then you said, "And then the sun goes
Yeah,
down."
you just moved us a day forward.
So we were like, "Okay."
Well, I was under the impression that you didn't have it prepared, so I was just confused.
Oh no, I do have it prepared.
I blame Holly.
I too blame Holly.
Oh, you shouldn't. She reminded me that I had it ready, so you shouldn't blame her at all.
Don't
But
tell
I
me
do,
who I can
because
and
somehow
can't
we're
blame.
the next day. So the next day has arrived, and it occurs to you you've known the whole time, and it tickled you because they don't know that you know.
That's so bad. I hate that. It's so evil.
That's
Ugh.
petty. There's a difference, but okay.
Joe is not petty. He's very noble. Gosh. Okay. Better think of it fast because I'm casting it now.
Okay, so the question is, you have 3 viable targets for the spell.
We
You
talked
have.
about the snake last time, right?
You did talk to the snake last time.
It's a snake. Can we talk with the badger this time?
What about the whale?
Badger. Or the mushroom.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk to the mushroom. I'm with
Mushroom!
I'm with you.
What about the toad?
Vintage memes.
I think we should
This
go.
is 2 mushrooms. There's 2 mushrooms.
I think we should go to the Red Bride. Just go straight to the fucking top.
Let's do it.
We can talk with 2 of them.
I think we should talk to. I
Way
don't
too
know.
much talking.
Okay.
Well, what are we asking? That's the
Yep. You
thing.
gave me 5 questions. I got you some answers.
So that guy,
we-
what the name of the guy on the scroll means, right? Who is?
Oh, that's a good question.
Who is that?
We need to,
Yeah.
we need to learn
that?
about the swords, right? Or the last sword, where that is.
Didn't we already ask that and they didn't know?
I don't know.
Let me look.
Where I think maybe where exactly because if we're gonna recreate the ritual exactly, that will open that portal again, which is what Magda Bagdalin said, right? We might want more information on what's on the immediate other side of that portal and where it is in proximity to Gold Dragons Chained in Hell. Because if like the Gold Dragon Chained in Hell is like New York City, and the portal
None of your
comes
business.
through in like Indonesia, we're gonna have a bad time going through hell. Like the airlines are just it's hard.
The Hell
flights,
Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, I mean
gonna be
hell TSA is just it's actually completely the same as it is in
Hell El Nino. It's a
Yeah.
problem. It's a problem.
Hell Nino, yeah.
The answer to where is the last sword callus was none of your business.
We should ask someone else to see if we get a different answer.
Yeah.
Actually, you should ask as someone else.
I have disguise self. I can disguise myself as anything, by the way. I've never used it, but
I don't know.
What do you think they would do?
Oh, I'm someone else.
I mean, I'm wielding fucking tendril. I should just be a big bad voodoo daddy and be like,
Can you give me an example of what exactly you mean by voodoo
Please
daddy?
don't. Please do not. Give us
I
an
mean,
It's
example
that-
just
of
like a definition.
that big bad.
What are you doing?
I can describe it to you.
Leroy Brown?
Well, I mean, we saw that other thing that they summoned, right?
I'm old.
I
You
mean,
could become one of those.
a tiny one.
I think the size difference wouldn't.
By the end of this hill
Give it
over there,
away.
the perception, depth perception will be all goofy.
I mean, we've seen a couple of different like impish like creatures. I could become one of those
A really big one.
and convince them with my -1 charisma that I am, and or we could just brandish the swords intensely and
Well, couldn't you cast
say
it
some
on
edgelord
somebody
and
else?
stuff. It's called disguise self, not disguise someone else.
Oh, is it
Stand in front of me closely. Closely.
closer?
Yeah, you're
Maybe.
thinking of the spell disguise others. Yeah, this is disguise self. Yeah, because I mean, if we cast it on Aurelia, we could create an actual size imp.
Keep
She
things
is-
in character.
Oh, low blow.
Aurelia is my height. I specifically made her my height.
It's me.
It's me, Aurelia. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
She's Mario pre-mushroom size.
You understand that Aurelia is just an extension of the Duralia. It's the full name.
Derailia.
Alright.
All right,
am
so let's just abandon the disguising thing. That's too complicated.
Well, we could do
we
it
are
if
simple people.
you're going to become someone.
I could become another hag. Oh, maybe that's it. I become one of the other hags and be like, hey, I can bring you back to life now because somehow I got back to life. But first, you gotta tell me the secret passwords.
We could do that. On the
But that would mean I'd have to be like the Red Bride. 'Cause she's sort of like the ringleader.
You could be the Red Bride and talk to the Red Bride and try to out Red Bride her.
I'm you. No, I'm you. Wait, no, dang it.
Dima, is that you? I feel like if I was the Red Bride to the Hook, the stake is useless.
Can they see?
I think
through
the Red
disguises?
Bride to the Hook is a good idea.
All right.
Can they see through disguises?
I don't know.
I think they're just dead.
They're
As-
dead.
Dead people? I don't know.
They are definitely just dead.
Okay, so that means they can't see through people. Is that what that means? Is that what that implies?
No, what it implies is they're not alive.
Okay. My only worry is that
Alright.
if we think that we're safe and they give us misleading information, knowing that we think that they think that we are.
But who's on
Safe.
first?
So I'm not so much worried about the
Sounds second.
safety thing because the successful resolution of our plan is we open a door to hell and go into hell, right? So it's a little dangerous between here and
safe,
there. Like,
safe as in safe from them lying to us.
it would really hurt to be lied to. Yes.
No, I mean if they mislead us and we don't get anything, whether they would
That's why we have 5 questions. How could they possibly lie to us more than once in a row?
they could try to trick us.
I don't think they're that smart.
Do you wanna? Oh, sorry, never mind.
Good thought. Good thought. We'll work with that.
But you're going to cast the spell, and you're going to pose as a hag. The rest of us need to be out of sight.
It is true. So, what are the questions that I'm asking them? The name or the
Who
where
is-
the sword? I think we need to find where the sword is, but we don't actually need the sword though. They did the thing without the other sword. If we're gonna recreate what they did, we just gotta get into hell, right? I think the other sword maybe. I don't know. It'd be good to know. I still have an attunement slot in another hand, so you know.
Gizzle's just going full grimdark on us.
Yeah.
I think if we start asking questions about Bamro, then we might get somewhere.
I can start with Bamra. But the thing is, if I ask a question like, who is Bamra? They're like, Bamra's the guy that we just killed and sacrificed. Don't you remember? We're like, oh. Yeah.
I've never been one that's good at deception, so I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
I'm great at it.
I
Stealth,
believe you.
Deception, the same.
Yeah, I don't think we should overthink this. We just need our questions. So, where exactly does the portal go?
Oh, right.
Where is Callus?
It goes right. Just take a
Who
break.
is Bamra? And then maybe we'll get other questions from there.
Cadavers or Jesse or Relia, do either of you have any questions?
Nope.
Those cover it.
No.
You gonna cook us some dinner later? I don't.
Still,
I don't
still
think the
am
dead hag is
confused
gonna cook us dinner.
about the thing that's keeping it open on the other side. What does that mean? Is it there's a portal here that we've closed, and there was a portal on the other side that's open, and the link to allow us to walk through both of them is what we're about to do. But where is the other thing? Where, like, what is that? Where the portal would open? Is that what that?
What do you... Ask that again. Clearly.
So we have a portal on this side that we've
Correct.
closed. A
Correct.
portal on the other side that allows us to go through onto that side.
Correct. We have a door on this side, a door on
And a
this
door
side.
on the other.
It's
Okay.
like a long hallway.
And the only
Very short, actually.
the location of the
A
portal
long,
question.
short hallway.
Maybe where.
I see.
This is so out of character.
And the
Shut
portal
up,
on the
Holly. You talk
portal
about
on the
your
other
dinner and
side.
shit. You leave the thinking to our characters.
I will.
to your hands one of the remaining.
Ask this question.
I'll hand you one of the remaining 8 good berries that I have.
You were supposed to eat those.
I can't eat anymore. I don't understand how she does it.
Actually, they're gone if
what-
we took a longer rest.
What was your question?
Actually, no, they're not.
My question is,
Actually,
by asking where the portal opens, will we find out where all of those components are, so that we can destroy the portal?
I presume wherever the portal opens, there'll be some kind of something that we'll run into that will be the thing.
Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me if this other sword of ours, that isn't really ours, but the callus was on the other side anchoring the portal open. That wouldn't surprise me.
All right.
It also wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't that.
Another.
I'm just not easily surprised, to be honest with you.
Thanks,
I see.
Cadavers. This has been really enlightening.
My question is how the hags are still alive, or not alive, but
They're very much dead.
They're dead.
how that works. I thought that they were supposed to dissolve into some sort of mush or something. Isn't that what happens when a creature dies outside? Something
yes,
is wrong.
curious,
right?
since isn't it? It's almost as if somebody were here, looking into it.
Yes, it would be nice if that resolved in some sort of conclusion. I agree.
No, what I'm curious about.
Magdalene, ignore them.
Stop adding additional syllables to my name, you plebeian.
Look, you and your previous tutor have such similar names that it's very difficult to keep your names straight in the head, okay? Difficult. It's hard.
Yes, so is spelling for children. What's your point?
I'm not a child.
Do we need a blood
physically.
sacrifice for this?
Unlikely.
I think we might get them.
Some blood will be required. It does not have to be murder.
Can it be though?
Just to clarify, because I'm confused. Are these hags spirits alive or are they dead? How do we? I think that's a good question to
This-
ask. Where the hags are? If
They are. We do not know if they're dead or not, but that doesn't
Okay.
matter. When we are calling up the spirits of the dead, whether they're alive or not, they are the spirits of the bodies. They're not actually the hags, right?
Okay, so the
They're
hags.
like the remnants.
The hags
Yes.
remain.
It's like an
active.
echo. It's like an echo of a person.
But the bodies are dead.
Well, are they moving?
No,
The bodies are dead. The souls aren't there. What we're talking with is like an echo of the person.
the
Correct.
soul.
I can relate.
So I'm still confused because I know that the hags.
What are you confused about that has any
Well, there's
kind
the
of
there's
real
the
effect
lingering
on anything?
there's the lingering question of why the hags haven't dissolved.
Yes.
Right, which our friend
is
Tom
exactly-
resolved
is
currently.
I can
Is
ask that. That's a good
solving.
question.
Yes, that's what I was trying to ask. Like
Yes.
I can't.
Since we don't have 5 questions, that can definitely be one. All right, we have 4 questions, and we may have more questions. Let's just do it, and then I can ask them what their favorite color is at the end or something.
Theo, do you cast a spell?
I do. I did. I
Gislin, do you
Disguise
cast
spell.
your spell?
Yes.
Your target
do.
is.
We all step away from. I will
I
help
am
other people step away.
disguising myself
Yes.
as the red bird.
the
I'm
red
gonna hide
bride.
behind
You are
you.
speaking to. Theo, who's your target of your spell?
Look.
Subtle.
Sorry, you were
subtle.
covered by a window. I
Very
couldn't see
subtle.
you for a second.
the claw.
Probably just saw your face. So,
Oh, I could have RP'd as the hook.
so everybody takes cover inside the chapel, and you stand there as the hook kind of just lurches up like something out of an HBO bad horror puppet. We're not going to mention names.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, actually, I have to be. Oh dear. I have to be close to the hag.
Just stand behind them.
I'll stand behind them. Okay. With our newly ignited goth friendship, I will meet you in the eyes before I resurrect this skull.
It looks at you and waits.
Sister, I am awakened, but I need to know, before I bring you back, where is the sword callus?
Cultists, the dragon cultists. You can't remember? They took it. They took it to the cunning.
To the cannon?
The cunning.
The cunning. And where is the cunning? I feel that my resurrection has addled my brain.
Yes, this is your second question. I will give you your second answer. We know where she's at. The map is in the book.
Ah, yes. The book. I will bring you back when I can, but first I'm going to try to reopen the portal and complete our work. But
Need the third sword for the big portal.
that's why I seek it. But I do not recall again as my mind is addled. What is the final location, the end point of the portal? I need it for the ritual.
You told me. You told me it was a place close to the 9th layer.
Yes, deep and dark. So dark and deep, deeply darkened. Forgive me, sister, as my mind is addled. Do you know why you have not returned in your death to the hells themselves? What has bound you here?
Who the hell is here now?
Ah, yes. I do feel the winds of hell changing, metaphorically.
We will bring it all here.
Yes, that will make the portal business much less relevant, I agree. This has been a great conversation. How many other questions are left? That was 4, right? There's one more.
We'll go with one more, sure.
I think that was 4.
Yep.
Wow, they've been so
She
far
goes,
through.
there's one left, and that was your last one. What?
God damn it. The demon, the devil that we brought through earlier has taken flight and fled off. Where would it have gone?
Back to his tower. Our portal leads to his tower. Secret places underneath.
Cool. Thanks.
Word.
Secret hag handshake.
And if that were 5 questions, then that is the end of the spell. As the hag collapses again into the inanimate remains.
Tio releases a very tightly held breath.
Good work, Tio.
You too.
You have done well. You
Yes,
are
sir.
now
Focus
one
all
of
day.
the coven.
Kissa, can you stand up? It's terrifying.
No,
Is your brain addled?
my brain is addled.
So Bamra is
The cunning.
with the dragon cultists.
Yes.
I'm going to cut you again.
No.
You can hear inside. I found the map.
Wonderful. Bring it to me.
Stop
Oh
it
my
right now.
gosh.
You stop it. Stop it.
Medaglin.
Stop it.
Show
No,
me
we're not
the
doing
map.
this around round.
I just.
Gislin, you look just like that old hag.
I
Almost raised my axe at you.
dispel it. That's kind of the point of the spell.
Did you ask what the keystone is on the other side?
No.
Nope.
Focus in which you're trying to go and destroy.
Well, that's
Did you find
where
out
it
the
was,
target?
or where the portal went. Somewhere in deep, almost in the 9th layer of hell, which seems, well, deep. But I'm not sure that's the location of the dragon we're trying to save.
Well, no. The dragon you're trying to save would have to recreate the original. Yes, you would have to link back at the back at the location of the last portal that you said you've closed at one point or another, something, where you retrieved your swords, is a good location to recreate the portal there that will lead to, I believe, that old one over there said he went to hell for a moment. So,
I did too.
I think he was talking to you.
sure. And yes, so you would have to go to that location and recreate this spell there.
Perfect. You're coming
Of
with
course.
us.
You would need all 3 swords there.
Well, we now
Because
know sort of
this
the
is
location.
Bit of a change here. If you want to go here, you can go through the portal, destroy what they have coming to this location, or at least open for this location. You could do that later. You could do that. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Well, I think we should get the other sword. We can't defeat all of hell at once, but if we have a gold dragon on our side, maybe we can.
Am I right
No.
in thinking that these are 2 different portals being talked about? A big portal and a small portal.
Correct.
Yes.
So, do we want to go through the small portal that only needs 2 swords, deal with that, and then go get the 3rd sword to deal with 3 swords?
Do we get
That would be efficient.
do we get
would
the
be-
3rd sword by going through the small portal?
Who knows?
The 3rd sword is with
The
dragon-
cultists and the cunning.
Bamra the Cunning.
But we don't know where that is. The dragon cultists?
Did-
Cultist sounds like a
Did,
material
did
plane
one of
thing.
you Did one of you speak with Imbaran?
Me.
He says he's been listening, and we'll find out where your dragon problem is.
Wonderful.
Which one?
I knew having a listening device on us at all times was a good idea.
Pardon?
Oh,
Wait, I
sorry?
could be heard from someone else right now? They can hear what I'm saying?
At all times, yes.
My name is Jessie May, and I will defeat the hags from hell. Actually, I've already done that. I've defeated the hags from hell, and I will...
Look, I'm good for my word. Notice the graves.
Just so you know.
Anyway, so we should go through this portal. Do what needs to be done. Get out. Head to the Winchester. Wait for it all to blow over.
I as the
Don't-
DM,
don't
will not
mind
tell
me.
you the process or the order of things, but one of these things is a little harder than the next, so
Like,
you guys find out.
Literally, if this is almost in the 9th layer of hell.
No, that's the big portal.
No, that's
No.
this portal.
Is that
This
this portal?
This portal.
Oh, right, okay. I
Alright, so-
got confused. That's why I asked.
So to
isn't there
give you
two
a-
portals?
A quick recap. The dragons were trying to bring in Tiamat from the first layer of hell. But each layer of hell is its own reality of sorts, right?
Yeah.
There's a strange way that you can physically walk between them, but it involves magic and et cetera, right? The 9th layer of hell is lorded over by Asmodeus.
Asmodeus.
Right.
Big ass dog.
And like he's in charge of all the hells,
The big ass
and
mug.
he assigns each level their own ruler. Now he has stripped Tiamat since, and then Tiamat became a lesser god, and then back to greater god in Tiamat's own right. But the story time frame is when Tiamat was in hell as a ruler of hell. They're trying to bring in Tiamat's armies. She was going to invade. Blah blah blah. You know, hellish reasons. So the hags are clearly not working for the Tiamat folk on the first layer. They have been working with someone else, as is noted as Zaranoff is a lieutenant in the service to Asmodeus. Zaranoff is likely doing things on his own so as to push forward his own agenda, but then profit from that if that were to work. And Zaranoff will be trying to do the same thing Tiamat was doing by taking all of Tiamat's stuff and maybe getting it to work. But that doesn't mean that Asmodeus is involved just yet. So this lower one might go to a lower. So this smaller portal here that might go to a lower layer of hell doesn't necessarily go to a more dangerous situation. You're not going to go up against the god, etc., etc. You're likely not going to show up.
I think we should aim for the 9th layer of hell and just try to chop the head off. Just go right for Asmodeus. I think we're probably about the
right
right
idea.
So
probably about the right level, right? 6.
Really quick.
And there's at least 3 of us, so we have 6, 6, 6 as our character levels.
Very nice.
6
That's
is not
good.
that far away from 9.
That's
I
true.
appreciate-
Yeah.
I appreciate you explaining all that to me.
5 is right out.
1, 6 being the number of the leveling be reached.
Go ahead, Beth.
So I appreciate you explaining all that to me, but at the same time, now I'm just more confused because you said to start that whole thing, no, that is the 9th layer of hell for the small portal, and then the finished
This
at the end.
small portal
Yeah,
on the map that you're looking at
yeah.
goes to the 9th layer of
Okay,
hell.
all right. Okay, that's all
The
right.
Which
big
is
one
Small
goes to 1.
portal, which you stepped through,
Okay,
was
the other part.
not
Gotcha.
the 9th layer of hell.
Now I'm with
Gotcha.
you.
Okay,
That's all I
that-
need.
But that's
Okay,
the one
great.
that we suspect goes to the gold dragon, right?
That is
That's-
the big suspicion.
So-
As the
so
dragon teeth on the bridge, etc.
big-
Yeah.
Is easier this time and small is harder.
Maybe.
So it would
We don't
seem.
really know.
Look, you're only going to the suburbs of the 9th layer, so it's fine.
Yeah, because the
It's
ninth
the
layer,
ninth
the
layer.
ninth
So,
layer
but
doesn't
we need-
dump us in Asmodeus's lap.
But we need. So here's
Okay.
the rub
Right,
though. In
but-
order to open the portal to the first layer of hell that we think is where the gold dragon is, we need all 3 swords. Is that correct?
Right, because the altered ritual that is detailed in this book talks about how to replace the locations and use a little bit of the blood and all this other stuff, right? So the
So
original ritual goes to the first place.
is the 3rd sword in hell through the portal that's here,
What does
or
the
is it
map look
somewhere
like?
on the material
What?
plane?
What door?
What does the map look like? I look at the map.
It looks like that.
No,
The map. They said
the
there was a
map
map in
looks
the
like-
book,
the map looks like this kingdom.
So
so it looks like the
It-
material plane.
either we're basically, are we busting out the gold dragon first, or are we going to close
we need
this
to
portal
find
first?
we need to find the step to busting out the dragon
Right.
though is finding
I
a sword.
understand is to get the sword, but
Is the
that's
sword
still
getting the
we're
sword
still-
does not involve a portal?
right. I understand, but getting the sword leads to a portal, right?
Yes, it leads to.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, are we going for portal A or portal B? That's all I'm asking. I don't, not
Well,
everything in between, not each
my-
6 steps it
I
takes to
think
walk
we're
in the
going.
direction.
We're going
but-
for the portal that goes to the dragon. I don't know
Okay.
whether that's A or B in your.
So,
scenario.
but my question
It doesn't-
is,
it
do
doesn't
we
matter.
have to
It
go
doesn't-
through? Do we have to go through the portal here to get the sword? Because the sword is through
No.
this portal.
No,
No.
the idea is that if you go through the portal here, you can deny them a resource on the other end.
Yes.
I mean, we are
So-
here.
So
Takes
it's-
weeks
do
to
we
get
wanna
here.
close? Do we want to close this one now, or do
This
we
one-
want
I
to
thought this
close
one
it
was-
after?
You are at the doorstep of a portal. You are across an entire kingdom and
Yeah.
then down into the dwarven areas to get to the next portal.
Yeah.
It is going to be quite the journey.
My vote is to go here and close this one.
by going
Okay.
into the ninth layer of hell.
Right.
How do
But
we get
what's-
out though?
Okay, Dora, tell me in your words what the difference between the 9th layer of hell and the 1st layer of hell is.
Ninth layer of hell, much bigger number.
That's all it is.
Ah,
right?
yes, a greater number, a greater factor of
Sorry.
one.
In
Nine.
Big numbers
One to
scare
the
me.
ninth
in
power.
Dante's Inferno, ninth layer is where the climax of the story happens.
Right. Climax
So
of the
that
story
means we
doesn't
should go to-
necessarily mean that it's in a harder place, though.
All right.
See,
so
I
Dante's
think-
is the real world, but the Forgotten Realms and the D&D lore that exists around the 9 layers of hell in D&D are available. So you can take a look if you want to as
I
a
will go.
player.
I mean, the first
Don't let that influence your actual
Yeah.
character.
the
too much.
first layer of hell is where the blood war is happening, right? So the
Which
first
is
layer,
arguably pretty fucked up.
well, but it's arguably perhaps
It's
so.
one of the fronts of the Blood War.
Yeah,
Apparently, it spans a whole bunch of different planes because there's planes in between.
yeah. So my vote is to do everything to go and get the dragon, and then bring the fucking dragon with us into the rest of hell and just kill everything in hell,
Oh.
or whatever
For
we need to do to
nice
close.
manageable goals.
Whatever we need to do, right? Because I mean, the dragon is there, and if the dragon
Dr.
is
Strangelove also wrote down a nuclear weapon, but
Okay. So really quick,
I'll learn to stop worrying and love the dragon.
out of character, like we're not stupid, right? If
Well-
well, okay, we're slightly stupid. If for some reason that we could get this dragon and convince it to come into hell with us,
It's already in hell.
like hell will just become stronger, right? Like we'll just be fighting more stuff, and the
But
story,
with the dragon.
right? But the story for that will be, oh well, you brought a dragon into hell, so now everybody's paying attention, so there's more enemies to fight, right?
But
Be
we'll be
something like
fighting
that.
alongside a dragon in hell.
Right, and they can have a dragon in hell too.
That would be so cool.
We could fight a dragon on a dragon in hell.
I'm sure there'll be multiple other sources of hell.
what about
Later.
Dragonception?
All right, I think we should just go for the dragon. We can't kill everything in hell, and having the other sword is something that is good.
Well,
Okay, so hold on. Okay, I have a question.
Go on.
We know that on the other side of we know that this little portal goes to the ninth layer of hell. And is
Correct.
this like, did you just say that this was like an encampment of Zeranoth? That it was like his headquarters?
A small, his tower was the words.
His tower.
so the reason
So
for
do
going
we want to fight the big sword guy?
So
Whom
okay.
the
So,
other.
hold on, really quick.
Yes.
So,
No,
outside
quicker.
of this guy looks scary, right? The benefits for going in and closing this portal is A, we said we would to other people. B, it weakens them if we go into hell later on, which we will.
But does it weaken the people who are at? I don't think it has any bearing on the
we have
people
no
at the
idea.
other thing.
It
They're
only has
8
a
layers
bearing
of hell
on-
away.
Yeah, so Tiamat,
like a
the
20-minute
implication then is that
train
the
ride.
Tiamat clan is not the word I'm looking for.
Cult.
Thank you. It started with a C. Actually has most of the same letters.
Church.
Both of them start with a K in this world. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Edgy.
But Tiamat controls the dragon. Or the Tiamat cult controls the dragon.
Sure.
Right? Because the Tiamat cult is on the first level doing whatever they're doing, which I'm still not clear on. But let's not get into it right now.
But is the
They're doing
is
whatever
the
they're
cult
doing
in
on the
hell
first
though, or is
level.
the cult in the material plane? Why would there be a
Cult's
cult
in the
in
material
hell?
plane. Cult's
I thought it was
material
in
plane.
both places.
Well, maybe, but that's not where we're going.
But that's where the sword is.
The key
Well, hold
to
on a s-
remembering is I didn't mention how Tiamat was then removed as the leader of the first layer of hell. And there's a different god in charge there.
Do I
Now.
do I know who the god is in charge
It
of?
would be a god named Bane.
Oh my gosh.
He's named after a spell.
And also he breaks the spider's back. But
He's played by Bruce Willis.
Isn't Zariel the leader of the first layer of hell?
Maybe
I
in
have a
your
I mean,
War
honestly, I also
campaign.
thought that it was Zariel, but
Zariel the fallen
not my
angel?
world.
I
I
have it
find Zariel
as
fascinating.
and what is this a different? Are you guys talking about a video game or something?
No.
No,
This is, I
she's-
mean,
Diablo. Did you go Diablo? Materials, Ariel?
She's in descendant to Avernus.
All right. So as I've known it and I read it, it is a god named Bane. But
Bane,
I can look
okay.
further.
I mean, it changes all the
It
time,
doesn't, it
right?
changes.
It
does.
certainly would.
Yeah.
Think of it as they have long shifts.
They have like upper
Oh.
management. And there's a whole like
Right now
hierarchy
it's swing shift
structure.
for the next 7 years. It's gonna be
Yeah.
just Bane.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, so is the dragon just like leftovers?
The remnants of Tiamat's plan is coming back because the hags have unearthed it, and you have since discovered the history of it.
Okay, so the gold dragon is just leftovers. It's just remnants. It's like an old battle trophy that got dragged back and left in some corner.
That is an acceptable way of looking at it. Whether it's exactly accurate or not, I'm not going to say,
Okay.
but it certainly would seem like that's possible.
So and any
Hmm.
remnants of the cult that are left on the first layer would be just that. They'd be remnants. They're working in a place where they no longer have power because their queen isn't there anymore.
Correct. Tiamat's presence in the hells at this moment is negligible.
Okay. So I'm just trying to wrap my brain around. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, and I'm trying to wrap my mind around
We just took a long
devilish
rest.
politics.
That's true. You did just long rest.
If only it was that simple.
So, a thing to keep in mind is that both sides are going to want these swords, correct?
Correct.
So, if we have all 3 swords, and we go to the dragon place, it is very likely that Big Bad Ninth Layer of Hell Lieutenant Man is going to be coming after us because he wants those swords, whether we go into this portal or not, right? So, it's then do we want the benefit of weakening them through closing this portal and dealing with what's on the other side before he does that or not?
Or we can, but so we still don't.
What does chat think?
We still don't know who
Chat,
Bammer and the
tell us
Cunning
what to
is.
do.
Tell us, chat. Help us.
They, presumably,
Dear
they're-
chat, we can't
Do we
decide
know what
things.
side
Can
he's
you?
on? He's on the
The dra-
hag side, right?
yeah, the dragon
I
side.
feel like hell is kind of
He's on the
neutral.
dragons.
Yeah, I think that's just where the last sword is. And it was one of and they have it because they want to do the dragon shit. That was my understanding.
I like
I'm
how
a-
this side of the stream is all fire.
It hasn't spread over yet. I'm okay with going in any portal because my suspicion in the meta world of D&D is that we're gonna get the same stuff regardless of which part of hell we go to, because that's just how it's gonna work.
Unless
mean,
the maps have already been
I-
populated,
Yeah.
then in that case,
Yeah.
I
The
do agree.
only
My-
thing that worries me is I think, or that I want to do before we do this, is I would like to remove the dependency that Tendril is the only thing I can use. Cause,
Well, we can remove curse. Sorry, we can wait a day.
Well, I don't want to remove it completely. I just want to remove one part of it. I
well,
still
how-
want the sword.
I don't want to remove this, but I do want like cosmetic surgery.
Well,
How
I
do you
mean,
plan to do that though?
partial remove curse.
Well, how do you plan to do that?
That's my
I don't
favorite
know.
Rituals happening.
Tio's a good cleric. Tio can do something.
And
So it's like you start
Debatable.
casting it, and you just stop halfway through.
Well, I mean, I would think
Slap
that
him.
would. I think
Slap
that would
Tio.
be easier than. I think that would be easier than removing it completely because I'm still attuned to it. It's just like.
well, it wouldn't be easier. I don't think. I think it would
No,
be
because
harder.
you would have to.
there's no
uncurse-
mechanical. Yeah.
You'd have to at that point, because it's the difference between uncursing you and uncursing the sword.
Correct.
Uncursing you is easy.
But I don't wanna put
Uncursing
down
the
the
sword
sword.
is hard.
Casey, ask yourself this, right? Is there any in-game mechanic that allows you to uncurse a weapon?
In
easier than
D&D, you
the
can do
uncurse
anything you
yourself?
desire as a
Correct.
player. You
I-
have full
I
agency
agree.
and
I
narrative
agree.
trust
I
that
agree.
you can apply
Casey,
to the team.
Casey, I agree. But it's a lot harder to get something you want just because you want it. As
The
opposed
only
to
reason I want the
doing
sword
mechanic for it.
is
See
because it's a
the
cool.
donation closet. Just
it's-
because Holly wants it and we all have narrative trust in each other doesn't mean that she narratively gets 250
Why?
gold just for trusting you.
There
Hey,
was a
Why are you so
donation.
hung up on this?
I'm not hung up on this. I'm using it as a good example of just.
It's
because
a
you
great
want something
example.
Okay,
doesn't
okay,
mean
okay,
you
okay,
get
okay.
it, Right?
Look,
Hey, cool
we have
guys.
a couple
Look.
of narrative choices.
Wait,
here.
hold on. Look. The rails. They're over there.
All right. Okay. Here's my argument.
Get
okay?
off
for
those.
where
Oh,
we should
yeah.
go in this portal.
Oh, we are.
Material plane is really fucking boring. I'm going to spend another 2 days going to this cult. I would rather go to hell now because it's more fun.
But hell
The levels
without
of exhaustion that we got when we jumped in there.
hell without Gislin Pew Pew, not a great idea.
Okay. Well, then
Yeah.
remove curse on the sword and you're good. You don't fucking hit anything in melee anyway.
Well, that's why.
Okay.
But I want to narratively keep the sword. Like,
Can narrative hit the sword? Just don't be attuned to it.
well, but I want to be.
Well, turns out sometimes you gotta make sacrifices if you want a really cool badass sword.
All right, then I just won't shoot, and we'll go in swinging.
It's fine. All right,
Wait,
let's do it.
wait, oh.
That's Tio making Tio noises.
Oh.
Tio making Tio noises.
Well, Tio, don't let Casey blackmail you into
Casey is the reason that
Yes,
we
you with
are
your hand up
able
in the
to
fire.
move forward in this campaign, because otherwise you and I would have been wiped out long ago by those hobgoblins.
I don't even remember what you're talking about.
I don't even remember a
God,
hobgoblin.
Adventurin'.
When was the hobgoblins?
Oh, just
I don't even
goblins.
think
Oh no,
of it.
there were hobgoblins. Yeah.
There were so many hobgoblins.
And you and I were cornered, Cadaverous, and Casey
Cadacey.
Casey came around the
Cadacey.
corner
Kadacey Gislin.
and shot them. And thanks to
Cadaclin.
Gislin, we are alive now. So
Well,
if
then
we
why?
go down,
Why don't you convince Kadizlin, that maybe giving up her big, bad,
What's
scary
happening?
sword is worth it for shooting?
if I stay attuned to my
I won't tell her
sword-
that because I'm not talking to Kadizlin right now.
If I stay attuned to my sword, you are able to shoot, and we
God, I
still
have such
a-
pestilent goslings now.
Ah!
Hog!
This is a
I
fucking
stay attuned to
nightmare.
my sword. You can have your shooting abilities, and I can have knowledge. So you can ask me questions about how I feel about my sword, and we have a link still.
Can't help but notice
Tio-
that across the room, the
Oh, God.
Wizard Maglin is just doing this.
Understandable.
We're like,
Tio,
no!
Tio, do you think you can remove my soul dependency on this sword without?
I could definitely try.
What do I? Do you need my hand or something? Or the sword?
I'll hold it if you want me to.
I don't want you to take the sword.
I'll hold your hand if you want me to.
No, what do you need to remove
But I want to hold your hand.
just
All I need-
do what you've got to do.
All I need is to touch your shoulder. And
If you're gonna say all I
I'm
need is
going-
love, I'm gonna hit you with the sword again.
all right, I will touch Gislin and try to remove. Maybe I should touch the sword. Is that the case, Gislin?
You can touch anywhere you want. Just do it.
I'm gonna put my hands on both Gislin and the sword and try to cast remove curse.
Please link remove curse. Please
Okay.
use the
I was worried that you would say
spell
something
slot.
So
Please definitely
I removed it.
Note the spell slot is gone, so that resource is accounted for. Yes, and then once that's the case, in one small action, you are no longer attuned to the sword, and
How do
you
you
are
feel
free
now?
from the influences of the must-use sword. The sword, however, remains dangerous and easily can be cursed.
I can reattune to it.
Can
This
be
is fine.
cursed too.
All right, we can go to hell now.
Whoa.
That's all I need.
Okay. I don't know if you've been to hell, but
I have. It's fine.
so have
let's go.
I.
Theo, as you are thinking about your remove curse, you realize that there is no way for you to cast this upon yourself, although you'd normally be able to. There is a curse that's preventing you from helping you.
I'm a great
Just
friend.
So you know, Gislin, I cannot save myself from this curse. I have to get someone like Jardine to do this for me.
NPCs!
Who I would love to see right now, actually. But
Well, he's not here.
this is true.
But seems simple enough. You were able to do it for me, so he should be able to do it for you.
If we go down there and I can't come out for some reason because of this curse, that is something that could happen.
It's something
Also,
that can happen.
furthermore, how do we get back out? I remember people saying that if we didn't have a way to get out of hell, then we would stay in there forever.
The portal.
Magdalene goes,
I
that's
believe
why I'm here.
yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure. There's a lot of things happening, and I'm just want to make sure that I'm not missing
Let's
any of it.
Go to hell.
I mean, I have good berries for enough food and sustenance. I'm sure we can kill some hell.
I promise you I'll wait longer than Jardine would have.
Yes, he didn't hold that rope for very long.
Guess how many silvered arrows do you have?
Why do I need silvered arrows?
Because we're going to hell.
I don't understand. We've killed the hags.
With silvered arrows?
Right, but not everything in hell needs to be shot with silver arrows.
What about the things that do?
Well, we'll just avoid those things. I
How
have 10.
kill anything in hell?
Let's
I
go to
mean,
hell.
You have a silvered weapon. Jesse has a silvered weapon. I have 10 more silvered arrows. There's probably a handful of other silvered arrows wasted amongst the rest of you. I think we're pretty well set with silvered things if we need to do that.
Do we want like holy water or anything like that?
Really.
I have some, but not enough for all of us.
I'm just trying to be like.
Preparations are just. Look, to be prepared, we would have to go back to another city, right? And then we would spend
Oh.
upwards of like
7,000 years.
days, so long.
What
Let's go to hell.
specifically would prepare us better? If we want to, if you feel unprepared, what would make you feel more prepared, and then we can do that.
I don't know. Do you expect us to know what would prepare us to go to this place? Like this is a
Yes, I expect you to know. You go to a place like this,
Maglin,
that you should
shut up.
expect.
You are the exception to every mortal I've ever met in my life. So does that
I
mean
am
you're-
exceptional.
Yes, you are exceptional. Now be quiet because none of us are. Cadavers, can
No,
you
no,
talk
I
to-
am.
How
Mag-
do you know we're going to survive this?
I liked
Cadavers?
Karut.
How do I know we're going to survive anything we do?
Well, this seems to
because
be
I
the
have
exception.
faith. Because I have faith in my party to do what needs to be done, and to not get hysterical at the concept of danger.
Fuck this. Let's just go to hell.
See, there we are.
Wait,
I'm with you.
according to what I learned from the hags, we're already technically in hell.
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
It's very deep of you, Jesse. That's out of character.
I know, but I heard somebody say it. The hell's here, so.
So it's not a
This
decision whether
does
to go
feel
there.
like hell to me as well.
That's sort of what I'm getting at. But if there's something specific that you think we need that we don't have, we should get it. But since we don't know what we need, then we should just assume that we already have it.
I think there might
I
be
like it.
fire there.
Good.
I think that also seems likely to me as well.
So we won't have to worry about being cold. Although that's totally untrue because there's a layer of hell that is entirely cold. But we don't know that because look at our backgrounds.
Third? Say 3.
Yeah, it's
Probably
like 3, 4-ish. Well,
So,
I
let's
haven't
go
had to
hell.
worry this much about fiends since Kindra betrayed us to one.
Mangolin, can you
Before we go, I'm gonna
Can
cast
you-
bless on all of
It's
us.
Magnolia, if you don't mind.
Magnolian?
Magnolia.
Hold the bless for a minute,
the
too.
I will.
ritual.
Cast it like right before we jump.
The
Yeah, don't
ritual.
worry, I will.
Yes, the last item that you need to acquire is some sort of blood source. Who would like to let out some of their blood?
Cadaverous does it immediately.
Oh my
He
gosh.
starts hacking an arm off.
I was gonna go kill an animal, but okay. I mean, shouldn't it come from him if he's not gonna be thrust immediately into whatever? It's fine.
Too late.
You're already
Well.
bleeding.
Excellent. Once you've bled out approximately
Too bled out.
this amount of damage,
Oh, I should have thought about that.
12d12.
Alright, Yes!
it started right away.
Wow, that's amazing. It's a 1 for the chat.
Oh, I can see that they've already primed us with lots of old blood. Excellent. Well, that's all we need. You can bandage him.
My gosh, I can't believe we're doing this. Ah! Okay.
Here we go.
And
Time to go to
and
hell.
The portal that I mistakenly deleted off the map
I don't like this.
reappears. So this is a quick word portal. I'll do this check. And oh, here's a good one. Bloop.
That looks
And
hellish.
this does this look different from the black void square that we saw earlier?
Yeah, this is
Yes, this
this
looks
is a hell
fresh.
Oreo.
Oreo.
I think that's something
Here,
else.
here, we'll do this. This will make you feel better.
Yeah, can we have our old comfort
There,
black
it's darker.
abyss? Yeah.
That doesn't make me feel better.
'Cause
Just
this looks
because
like a bad.
I can't tell what's going on. Is
It's
this
the
different
same
from the
portal.
square, or is it the same?
It's the
It
same.
looks a lot different.
Okay.
Don't confuse her.
I'm sorry, it looks different. It's a different casting.
It's a different
using
casting.
different- Yes, it's a different
Okay.
casting.
It looks great.
Yes,
like-
it does.
Good luck to you.
It's good if the cleric knows what's going on.
It's
Just-
okay, Tio. You,
I
someone
suppose-
once taught me breathing exercises. They don't really work for me, but you can try them.
You should go one by one, as the portal cannot accommodate for anything beyond that. But please do say who's last, who's first, etc.
As the little goslings jump in, I'll cast bless on each of them.
Cadaverous will go first.
Can only cast bless on 3 goslings.
I can cast it at a higher level if I'm more nervous.
That's true.
I'll go last.
Okay.
Who should go first?
Or
You
you,
should
want me to
go.
go first?
I have to go last
Cadaver-
because I have to
Okay.
finish casting. on everyone.
Cadaverous already went.
Cadaverous, then you are now responsible for typing the names out in order for people who went, because
We
we'll
have
likely
5
have to
people?
pick this up next week. But
Okay.
we'll see.
Oh,
We'll have a little bit of interaction. I want to show you all these maps I've had ready.
okay.
I mean,
Oh,
that,
I
I
feel
guess.
so bad.
Give me an order.
Does everyone
Say-
want bless? If
say
I do
people's
that, I have to do
names.
that at 3rd level. I'm
Um,
gonna use 1/3 level slot.
what are people's cons? I have a +1.
I'm
Plus 2. I'm not super worried.
I'm good.
I'm
Okay.
good.
Is,
For all
any,
the
is anyone
Plus-
okay with
plus
not
one.
having a plus?
You can
I have
forget
plus
about
2 to
Jesse.
con.
I'm
I have
good.
+1.
Because Jesse also has proficiency in con saves, right?
Yeah, I have a +6. I'm good. Guys.
Okay. Oh, this is con saves.
Yes.
It was
Maybe.
last time, yeah.
Yeah.
I will bless Cadaverous, Aurelia, and both you and Jesse have a +2 to con. Is that correct? At least.
+6.
I have +2 to my con save.
Okay. Do either you or I need it if we have +2, Gislin?
Less than people that have less than that. So what is everybody's? So +6, +2, +2. Aurelia, what's yours? So me and Aurelia, Cadaverous and Aurelia need it, and then one of you or
Give it to have Tio take it because
okay, there you go. There's 3.
Okay. All right.
it's
Just
better
to
to
bless
keep
at level
clerics
11.
good.
Oops.
Okay.
Okay, so the order is Cadaverous, then
Alright.
Bless.
Who's next?
No! Bless
Who's-
then Cadaverous.
Who's
Gislin.
next?
Gislin goes
Gislin, okay.
next.
Gislin,
Thank you.
say it quickly.
I will.
Okay, Aurelia, Jesse, Tio.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to hell!
Tio, you're last in.
I am last in.
Magdalene turns to you and says, not to alarm you or the others, but this portal remains open. I will be here, and if things of a devilish nature begin to pour out, I will close it.
All right.
Good luck.
We'll be fast.
And you're through.
And I step
So we're gonna move
Let's go.
to something
last.
I like to call
Hell.
another map. Let's see.
Where should we put our tokens?
So the first, I got this. The first one was Cadaverous. You are down here.
Go back,
If
go
we-
back, go back.
Oh.
The second one was, oh wait, they went Cadaverous, Gislin Aurelia.
We land on top of each other. Jesse just kills everyone below her.
Cannonball!
Muscle. You know,
Jesse
muscle.
comes out over here, and then
axes.
a moment later, Cadaverous.
I see magma.
Wait, you mean Tio?
Yep, there's 2 Cadaverouses.
Now,
Just what I've always wanted.
This is hell!
as you guys emerge from the portal.
Wait, really quick. There's 2 Cadaverouses, no Tio.
Wait, oh, my bad.
Bottom left one.
Yeah, I just got lost in between.
I just misclicked.
Oh, that's bad looking.
Fine, look.
Okay.
A cave.
The first thing you notice is the smell of salt. There's a warmth to the area, as if you were walking into one of those like, I was in an air-conditioned house and now I'm in Arizona. So it's really, really blastfully hot. It's not overly humid, but it is awfully
It's a
hot.
dry heat.
It's like
It's a dry heat.
it's oppressively hot, and you can literally feel that the walls themselves, these stone walls, are warm to touch. You can also, as everybody's come through, immediately hear the kind of strange growling that one might expect from a large dog or something, echoing from the northern area. And we can we can get into this now, or we can save it and end a little early. But it appears that your presence is immediately noticed as this comes across and around the corner.
Puppy.
Man.
It is a puppy as it breathes fire through its nose and mouth.
Hot puppy.
Hot puppy. Hot puppy.
One hot dog.
Those of you who have bless, you should put that on your token so that you know
It
you
is
have
important
bless.
to note if you have any buffs
Um,
or debuffs.
So, importantly, we should begin combat immediately as we have bless on us.
I think we have begun combat.
Then
It's
why
just a
don't
question of whether we're going to do it tonight. Which
Why
I
don't
vote
we-
we
why don't
don't.
we have-
You vote we don't?
I vote we don't because I'm running on 4 hours of sleep.
Right, okay.
I was trying to, not single out any reasons, but that might have
It's
been one.
me. I'm the reason.
Should we roll initiative?
Let's
If
get
we
the
focus-
initiatives on the turn order.
If we focus
Shall
down
we?
Aurelia first, then Dora can go to bed.
True.
Thanks, Casey.
God, Cadaverous was so ready for this fight.
How is that creature? Did I close the wrong tab?
Casey, what's your dex?
17.
Okay, you go first.
Of course I go first.
Wow.
Shut. Okay, I'll go for it.
I'm sorry, everyone.
What do you mean? You rolled a 14.
I rolled a 4.
Rolled a 14
You rolled
first.
twice. You rolled a 14 first.
Oh, I did? Okay. It didn't show up in my
You
eyes.
overachiever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
initiatives do you want, Kayla? God.
Until
Alright.
I get it right.
This Hellhound is going last.
Wow, you've all rolled exceptionally well for
I mean,
the initiative order.
We were ready.
And when you say this hellhound, that implies singular. But yeah, let's go with that.
These Hellhounds go last.
It does sure look like it could breathe fire.
Just imagine that you were this dog's friends, right? You see it go around the corner, and you just see arrows, fucking magic bolts, a monk, a man shouting, just tear this fucking dog apart. They're not coming around the corner. They're piecing out.
Yeah, because that's usually what things in hell do.
Yeah, that's what Hellhounds do.
Look, if you ever walked by a fence and there's a dog behind it, you know that they just usually cower and run away.
True.
They don't bark
That's how
at you.
dogs work.
And hell
Yeah.
is just one big fence.
It is.
Hell is just one
it
big
turns out
dog.
they don't all go to heaven because these are here.
Puppy.
Oh man, I feel like we've
Puppy.
made a terrible necessary mistake.
You feel that every session. You are like Dora. You are only pessimistic.
It's just that
But if
sometimes
you're pessimistic, then
when
you're
you-
always pleasantly surprised.
when you do
That's-
something,
Dora, that's my line.
Timur always goes like that, and then I get really worried because I'm like, okay, this
He
this
does
is
that
the
because
DM
he
that will
knows.
kill his players.
He does that because he knows
He's
that.
not gonna kill the players.
You're-
Hopefully.
No, he's gonna kill me in real life.
Feel a little.
It's gonna be
line
fine.
here.
I think the
Just
last
think
time,
of hell as like a big dungeon, but without the beholder.
Yes.
I think the last
Whoa,
time
whoa,
we
whoa.
fought the Hellhounds.
That's not true at all.
The last time we fought Hellhounds was right after Kendra betrayed us.
Correct.
And I got fucking burned down twice by their AoE. And,
Hellhounds are no joke.
They do
and
have
we all milled
AoE,
around not
that's
knowing what to
true.
do.
All of
They
this
stop.
is
And
very
then
Medicated.
Tifriel
concerning.
saved our
Telling
lives.
us. What
They
did you
have
say?
what's known as a breath weapon.
What did you say, Kayla?
I said all of this is very concerning to a new player who doesn't know anything about
You've
all
played.
of this.
You played. 3.5.
24
You're
episodes.
fine.
Have we been
It'll-
TPK'd? Have we been
and 24
TPK'd yet
episodes.
this campaign? No.
No, but
Have we been
almost killed
TPK'd
us
in
all.
any of our campaigns ever?
Snakes almost killed us.
Which means, Holly,
Hey,
that
hey,
statistically,
hey,
Snakes
this
are
is
the
the
goddamn
time.
plane.
Bethany, hey
What's up?
Bethany, do you remember the first episode of On the Rise?
Oh,
I
yeah.
TPK'd you guys several times in the first 2 episodes.
I forgot
Those
about
don't
that.
count.
That
Those are
that
those
is-
are just Casey showing what would happen if you ever disrespected her on stream.
I just can't tell. Timur always has these stories about how he's like killed all these players or like died all these times, and I'm like,
Yeah,
when will it
so,
happen to me? This is the time that it happens
Importantly-
to me and us.
importantly,
you know, like-
importantly, a lot of Timur's stories were from previous iterations of D&D, which were a lot less forgiving than 5th edition is.
I did
Um,
kill someone 2 weeks ago
also-
in another game.
Also, this is all cherry
Yeah, I
picked.
totally did.
from-
I totally
Exhibit
did.
A.
Timur, how many years have you played D&D?
1979.
19. He's played
That's so many.
1,979 years of D&D.
I've played all of the D&D, all of it.
All of it.
Okay, so he's played like over 40 years of D&D, and you've only heard like 3 stories.
Oh, don't say it like that. Jesus Christ.
like basically half a century of D&D.
It's literally melting.
Okay, on that note, I think we're gonna end the stream here, folks.
It's important to thank everybody we need to thank. So thank me for
Thank
putting up
you.
with this silliness.
Timur.
Thank you, Timur.
Thank
Please
you
don't
to the
murder us.
players who have managed to make this once again quite unpredictable.
If you have a map, it was predictable.
Thanks to the well, that's true. But I do have like I had to like just be sure. So I have maps for if you went to either or any of those areas first. Like, let's go to the dwarves right away. I'm like, they'd do that. I better get ready.
Yeah, we would.
So I have all those. But thanks for the players for putting up with this. Thanks for the watchers for watching, and etc. etc. Thanks for Kevin for
Thanks,
his
Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
songs.
The Descent has
And-
just been rocking this whole time.
It has been.
Good old Kevin.
And I believe
Thank you, Kevin.
Did I put music on this brand new map as well? This one is called also The Descent. So apparently I just used it again. Great. Thanks, Kev. Thanks to Roll20. Thanks for D&D peoples. That go
Yeah.
beyond. All of the thanks.
Victoria
Thanks for-
Shaz and the Tabletop Tavern, thanks for the new follows. If you guys
Yeah.
haven't already,
That's a cool name.
you should follow. Do it.
Walk away, but you should follow.
For every follow that we get between now and when we end the stream, Timur will put another Hellhound in the next encounter.
Stop.
Oh, come
Stop.
on.
There's already so many. You have no idea. Their move speed. Woo! Anyway.
You know what they don't move faster than? My initiative.
That's true.
True.
I shouldn't have played a cleric. I should have played a
Why?
fighter or a
You
You
should have played a
three
cleric.
barbarians
Or a
stacked up in a
wizard.
trench coat.
I
Or
shouldn't have
something
played a person that
where
can
I
make
don't
sure
have
that
to
we
think
don't
about
die.
the consequences of my actions as they affect everyone else in the party.
Listen, Kayla, don't worry so much about it, because now that you know your wife's alive, if your character dies, it's just going to be that much more excruciating.
And now that I'm
No,
goth,
why would you say
now that
that?
I'm goth, it's okay. Everything's
Yeah.
fine.
You're just going to be
All
more
right.
edgelordy.
Follow us on Twitter at RollItSlant. Subscribe to us on YouTube, also at RollItSlant. If we reach 100 subscribers, then we will have an actual URL instead of a random string of numbers. Earl. Love a good Earl. You
And
can
I
watch our back episodes on YouTube as well as highlights from our streams. So if you want just the funny bits instead of us screaming and debating over how the story works, those are all compiled into various playlists. And until then, we will see you guys on Monday for our other stream, On the Rise, DM'd by Casey. If you're looking for something with a little bit more urban intrigue and sci-fi, we got that. It's on Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Sci-fi?
There's aliens.
Beam us up, Scotty.
They're extraplanar beings. That's racist.
Your face was like, no.
By your definition, Dora, fiends are aliens.
So are the Fae.
And Tio is part alien, but anyway.
I thought aberration. Yeah. Okay. Sign us off, Casey, because we can't stay here.